name?
I should be the one saying that. I didn't get what you said at all.
Now that sounds like Emma. That sounds 100% like Emma. I shall clip.
Yes.
Good. Then we are officially introduced. See? Simple as that. I like respectful ones, by the way. Would you like to join my research group?
Oh.
Madame Faruzan, I'm quite sure this counts as poaching. Let's dial things down.
Maybe Lila
I
likes
know,
it.
but it's been tough getting people these days.
Will report its findings.
That's why it doesn't make
as
sense
soon
to
as
shut down businesses, because that's not where
the
like
east side of Michigan
80%
Avenue in
of
Loop
those
District,
cases
the
are
Gold
caught.
Coast Block in the near north side, and the River North neighborhood are the most affected areas. We have also received reports from Evanston and Oak Park. Until the source of the disease is identified, we ask that general public refrain from eating at restaurants, cafes, bars, and public places.
Just don't
If
eat.
not necessary,
It'll be
please
fine if you
not
just don't eat.
Visit major public hospitals in urban areas.
He just got done saying that the main way that they're catching it is in residential areas, and he's like, "Oh, don't go into public areas," even though that's not where they're
You look so
catching it.
angry, Mr. Netto. Are you okay?
Oh man. Wondering if this
I'm
is
fine.
real life right now.
The casualties are staggering.
The brain deadness is astounding.
How did the Manus do that?
Something going on in life.
It's the Australian internet.
In a place where the majority of people
Don't look at
live
that.
there
That
are
didn't happen. Nothing
descendants of
happened.
prisoners.
Nothing happened. Don't look at the
You
stream
just
there.
killed a fucking dog. Wow. Did you see that? He just murdered an innocent
Nobody
dog.
saw anything.
Yeah, I saw that.
In fact,
You too.
we all knew
Links
this would
rated
have
R. A little
happened,
bit of insanity
but
resides within us all.
It took place too soon and caught us all off guard.
Hmm.
And there were only
Yes, we
clothes
are
left.
all slightly insane. Just a little bit.
That's right.
The crazy people are all.
I've looked up the directory of Arcadis in the U.S. in
Imagine how boring
1929.
it would be to be
None
the
of
same
their
as
family
everyone
is on
else. You have to be such a boring person.
She was
for that to
Greco's
be the
biological
case.
daughter.
Which must cost the traveler a lot of mora and meal expenses.
I've heard from the senior knights that the traveler rescued Paimon by fishing her out of the sea. So, that means Paimon can't swim. So if she fell in the sea, then...
Glug, glug, glug. Wait. Now Paimon's doubting herself. What was the answer again? No, you're all wrong. The answer to Paimon's riddle is obviously the Jade Chamber. You know, the Jade Chamber that's always flying up there in the sky.
Oh.
Is that so? I still maintain that the riddle actually describes Paimon more accurately. In fact, if we just added 2 more lines to the poem, it would be the perfect riddle.
Huh? What do you want to add?
The traveler's companion and talkative guide, a praiseworthy presence always by their side.
Aww, do you mean it? Can we really add that part?
Gotta love them iframes.
Teamwork is dreamwork.
Oh, he's gone. All right. I think we're ready here. Let's see. Oh my, what is this? Yeah.
University instructor caught on camera attacking an Indian student wearing a MAGA hat.
Pullman is farm country and is home to Washington State University, a campus that's focused on academic excellence and is supposed to be welcoming to diverse values and ideas.
But
So I was walking like this, my head down.
That's why Jay Sonny says he never imagined his political leanings would make him a target.
Patrick just,
I could have imagined that.
Oh yeah.
just probably hates Trump.
After a long day at work, the WSU junior says he got ambushed and jumped by Patrick Mahoney and Gerald Hawk.
Patrick, rip the hat off my head.
For wearing this bright red Trump cap.
He said to me, go get it, punched me a bunch of times on the back.
Sonny says they unleashed a vicious beatdown, all caught on surveillance.
Oh, so they have camp, because like I was thinking about like, okay, so like did this
Let
shit
me
happen,
guess.
right? But they got a video of it.
Cameras right in front of the Coug, a popular campus bar packed with students.
And my role is
was a
to
teacher?
A bunch of times too.
What?
Patrick.
See, this is the thing, is like nowadays, like if
Justice will prevail!
don't get too close. For it, then they're supporting fire. Like, it's like a Hollywood movie.
Why is the E not working?
Time to testify. Stop right
What on earth? Come on, let me use my abilities, please.
Eyes on me! Into the shadows.
He's like trying to explain it as if it makes any sense. He's like, yeah, bro, so I saw this guy, and like his hat, bro, it just made me so fucking mad, man. And I just, dude, cause you know how it is, right?
To ashes! Supporting fire! Move it!
I don't think I did something illegal, right?
You didn't do something illegal?
I
What?
don't think I did something fucking illegal, right?
You assaulted somebody. Or was he the guy who was like, oh, go get him?
Now, I'm not going to say that we should send a person like this to El Salvador. But I will say that I would rather a person like this get sent to El Salvador than a random cherry picker that's an undocumented
From
immigrant.
this point on.
Yeah.
I would rather it be him.
This is true.
That's just me. Sorry.
It's not illegal,
Something
right?
illegal, right? It's unwanted touching. It's unwanted touching. I don't know what that is, right?
In fact, Mahoney tried to victim blame.
He wanted to fight. He got what was coming
He
to
wanted
him.
to
The
fight. He
officers
got
did-
what was coming to him, for sure. After you just explained how his hat made you mad. Well, you see
He
the
wanted
hat
to
made me
fight. Did he? Or did his hat just make you mad? I don't think he was
By
looking
that
for a
story and
fight.
arrested them on the spot.
You have the right.
See if it will load it at a better quality.
To an attorney if you cannot afford one.
They're now
Oh my.
facing fourth-degree misdemeanor assault charges.
See, the thing is that this country, was also built.
It's insane. So you have white
Afraid?
people beating up brown
Or do you
people.
not even have the
Again,
courage to be afraid?
I'm sure fight against racism.
Is it my turn now? With these rising flames!
This is so stupid. How does this happen?
Now
I know
that's
beating
not
people
like
would be illegal, but I decided this is some fucking
Shoot on
right
sight.
winger. Yeah. I hope they go to jail.
warning.
I do.
Don't get too close.
They should.
Let's let out.
Power that with the fall of darkness,
All right,
destruction
let's say you're
shall
selling
rise.
You get to go.
Have a taste
You
of
get to go. It's not a big deal.
You assaulted somebody, yeah, you should go to prison for that.
Let's let them out, and we're gonna put these other two guys in. Yeah, it's just it's Easter.
Come on, why did it not
it's
swap
Easter. It's
characters?
supposed to be a great celebration. Yeah, it's a good trade. Yeah, why not? Swap them out. If the hate crime is punished harshly, why not political violence? I think that I think violence. So, I actually do think this might be controversial with a lot of people, but I do think that in the same way that there's a difference between
Trapped like a bunch of helpless ants.
I do think that hate crime should be criminalized more harshly than a baseline crime, because like there's an additional level of intent that's attached to it. But I also think that those hate crimes should extend to political violence as well.
Yeah.
Harsher? Yes, exactly. And so, like, yes, I agree. I think that if you're committing crime and violence in the name of a political goal, that's worse than just committing violence as a baseline.
Yeah.
Hate crime equals violent crime for no reason? Well, I don't know about that. Yeah, wanting to do it makes it different. Yeah, exactly. That's terrorism, isn't it? Maybe, right? People call hate crime all the time. Yeah, well, I don't agree with every time that somebody calls it a hate crime. I'm just saying that...
Yeah.
I'm saying that I think it's a good rule to have, right? Like, I don't know. I mean, I think that's normal.
My blade is all that remains.
Wow, LT, a law has been abused before. Okay, well, let's get rid of laws.
Into the shadows.
Well, just it's a hate crime towards a belief, in my opinion. Yeah, I know. That's why I'm still against it. I don't think that there's a big difference. Yeah, I don't. I think it's pretty much the same thing.
You know, or intolerant.
Sonic says he doesn't know harm, but his prior interactions with Mahoney may have played a role in this assault, since the two are in opposite.
Eyes on me!
The sun and moon have set. Only ruin remains. All hope has been extinguished.
Justice will prevail! Fire it up! Supporting fire!
Captain Foot, I'm a conduit to build.
Sonic is...
It's like a fish that lives in the water that says, man, I'm a bird.
Sometime is only the beginning.
No, you're not. You are... How do you think the university gets money? How do you think that you exist in society? It's amazing, like, how these people think that they're communists and just shit. What are you talking about?
A Republican and volunteers with conservative groups on campus like Turning. Point USA.
Can you tell me about Patrick?
He seemed like a nice dude. Mahoney is a WSU graduate student and instructor, teaching a freshman-level political science class.
So let me get
political science. Oh.
Wait. The person who initiated physical violence based off of a political reason,
yes,
is a instructor at the university
for
freshmen in
at
political
the university,
science.
yes.
Now, I want to say that this literally hits every single stereotype and every single fearmonger point that you have. Like, this is a perfect royal flush.
Yep.
It's crazy, and he's a communist.
Oh gosh, I have to fight this guy.
By all accounts, Mahoney is a notorious far-left activist.
Of course, I'm gonna think you are beyond insane.
Who hates conservative values and is a regular.
Yeah, no wonder he assaulted him then. Yeah.
At pro-Hamas protests in the.
God, can't we do something about this? We gotta feel it. Can we put him in jail or something? Like, see, this is the thing, right? Is like, we already have this jackass in our country, and we have to deal with him because of the freedom of speech, First Amendment. We've got to fucking deal with this asshole, right? This is the whole reason why I was like, we don't need to import more of these retards. We already have enough of these retards here ourselves. We
Yeah.
already have enough of these that we can't even deal with the ones that we already have. Please stop bringing in new ones.
Yeah.
City. Almost 30,000 Gazan civilians have been killed.
Recently, he was part of a group pressuring the Pullman City Council to pass a resolution calling for a
Doesn't really
ceasefire in
recommend any
Gaza,
elements.
but that went nowhere.
To support the revolution. Support the resolution.
Workers everywhere are rising up.
Sani says Mahoney has strong ties to the Democratic Socialists of America, progressive pro-labor groups, and is someone who publicly touts his admiration for the...
Let it be known that divinity is mine!
Yep.
Don't get too close! I got you covered! Perish!
He publicly touts his admiration for the Communist Party. Look at the hammer and sickle pin he's wearing in this official school clothing.
Be more human!
To turn this country into a communist dictatorship where...
Can we have a system where we take people that are big fans
Well,
of
let me
these
use
other
my
countries,
abilities.
and we have like a civilian or a citizen exchange program where we can exchange them for people in other countries that are better American.
At my command, you
and, like,
shall
be voluntary, right? So, like, can we get, like, an Iranian or somebody like that? Like, I know plenty of great Iranians. Can we just get one of them and bring one of them over here? And then, like, we can...
It would be nice.
Like Cubans. Yeah. Great Cubans. I feel like this is... See, we have the gold card, but what about the North Koreans? Yeah, exactly. Like, they don't want...
Fire it up!
Fucking hard is that?
Here's
You're right. None of these other countries would
Burn to oblivion!
No, you're not going to take our good citizens and replace them with your retards. No, you don't know. You're not going to ship your retards over. Absolutely not. It's like shipping like fucking radioactive fucking, depleted uranium over there. Like, no. It's a really good idea. Yeah, I don't know why we can't have a citizen exchange program. It'd be a great idea. This is how Australia was started? Well, no. I mean, we weren't really bringing anybody back from there. It's just they just got dropped off. Citizen people, yeah, nobody wants them. Offering reduced tariffs, it's a 100-to-1 rate, a 2-for-1. So wait, did they get 2 of our retards, or do we get 2 of their good people? Because I feel like
good riddance.
I feel like
cruel world.
Somebody loses twice either way, right? 2-for-1, yeah.
Don't get too close.
2 retards for 1 good person. Well, that makes it even worse, though, right?
I don't have enough energy to use Toma's ability here.
This
Doesn't make a huge difference.
I also love how this is a person who's like a big communism player, and you're wearing an Adidas hoodie. What do you think the age of the person is that made this? Do you think it's single digits or not?
Drop your weapons!
God.
An incident happened in late February in the school.
Yeah, how am I even supposed to do anything with
Your
that?
new god awakens!
If I was Trump and I saw that they only temporarily suspended him for doing this, I would cut off the funding for the entire university. I don't want my tax dollars going towards funding universities that provide any sort of, like, this, in my opinion, is this is just direct criminal violence. There's no, like, don't I, as a person, like, I have to do my quarterly,
Burn to oblivion!
That was a lot of money. That was a crazy amount of money.
Tremble!
Fucking pay for this shit? You didn't unbuy us t-shirts yet?
See, can we use Beto here?
Did he use t-shirt though? Yeah, did he get the stuff together, right? Did he's 8. Maybe the supervisor is 9.
Oh.
But Sani is speaking up now. Could be reinstated and doesn't want that to happen.
Wait, why? Wait a minute. Why was he ever uninstated?
Reality is pain!
Well, wait a second. How did this happen? Wait. Oh, sorry. I misunderstood. I misunderstood. I thought that the person who got assaulted got removed.
Oh.
Mental error.
Okay, so it did still hit him.
Burn to oblivion!
In my opinion, because if you can't tolerate different opinions, then what's the point?
No, yeah. Did what they got. That's what they got.
Oh, no, not you.
They gotta go. And Trump just cut the fucking. Cut the fucking 100%. Throw down the gauntlet. Say, bro, put your dick on the table. Say, listen, bitch, this is how it's gonna be. That's what I want my tax dollars to go to. That's what I support. Absolutely. No, that's the way it is. Lay it out. If you're literally beating up students, you need to be fired.
Yeah.
There is literally no other side to this. There's no other side to this at all.
Yeah.
You're 2v1ing a student because of a hat.
Yeah.
And there's even a conversation. You should be lucky you're not in jail.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's inciting violence. He should be in jail.
School leaders
What
would
about
not.
the revolution, though, man? In a real revolution, this guy would be killed in the first 5 seconds.
Yeah, he
He's
would
some
be.
liberal, weak soy boy that needs to 2v1 a random Indian guy over a hat. He'd be dead instantly. What are we talking about?
No.
Not comment on this matter, citing student privacy laws.
I wanted to see if Mr. Mahoney wants to tell his side of the story.
No, go away.
Mahoney refused.
No, go away.
I mean,
of course
to be
he
fair,
doesn't.
think about all the subreddits that he has to be a moderator for. I mean, if he did this interview, there might be 3 people that had opinions on those subreddits that he disagreed with that would go unpermabanned. Yeah, he can't leave his post.
Yeah.
To talk after I door knocked him at his off-campus apartment.
Gerald's in the black. Gerald Hoff in the black.
We were unable to reach Hoff to get his side of the story, but found his LinkedIn account indicating he's employed at WSU. Again, the school did not comment on Hoff's status either.
This is crazy.
Loaded.
This is crazy. I think the conservatives need to pull out the cancel culture Aaron energy for this and totally get this school defunded until they completely remove these people with no reservations at all. They need to go Karen mode as hard as they possibly can. I feel like these guys are getting rid of it. Yeah, and the reason why they do this, see, this is the thing, is that if you want people to stop doing something.
What happens if I don't move from these platforms, actually? I'm curious.
It's so
'Cause I can just stand here. I can out-heal it.
So, tweet this to Elon. Yeah, somebody needs to hear about this. Yeah, can somebody tell Donald about this? That's every
I can
university here is
out-heal
Washington
this
State.
easily.
No, you don't need
It's
to.
not that
The thing
much
is
damage.
Drop your weapons.
Maybe back in the day it was, but not anymore.
Don't get too close.
Making people,
Here's backup.
you don't
Justice
need
for
to be big in order to get what you want.
Eyes on me.
Trump is really good at this because Trump is basically, in my opinion, I think he's a psychotic, psychopathic, mafia, basically guy. I think he is. I like Trump in a lot of ways, but that's what I think he is. There is nothing scarier for people than the unfairness and the flippant randomness of a person like Trump. That is terrifying. The reason why is because you can say something negative about Trump and maybe he'll laugh it off, or you can say something about Trump and maybe he'll have an investigation into you that you potentially get tried for treason for and you die. That's what happens. People are terrified of unfairness. And if you look at all of the most effective leaders in history, the most effective way of controlling people is to not be fair. Because when you're not fair, people will never push the line because they're afraid to. This is something that YouTube does. YouTube lets people run wild all the time, but every once in a while, there's a sacrificial lamb, and YouTube crucifies them.
Add
and it is so effective.
Thank you for
Aren't they called tyrants? Well, no. If they get killed, yeah. But usually they're called leaders, visionaries, and people that change the world. What do you think, that only the bad guys did this? No, everybody did this. Everybody does this. Yes. And so anyway, something of World War II? No. Some Stalin shit? Do you think he's the only one that does this? Absolutely not. Yes, and so, no, that's what Trump should do, because he doesn't need to do it to everybody. All he needs to do is do it to one person, and then if it, like, you set an example. And I think that it's the best to do it. The best way of doing it, there are two components to this that are incredibly important to make it the most persuasive thing possible. Number one, it has to be as extreme as you possibly can be. And number two, it has to be at least partially random. Because if you apply these two things together, you create the optimum amount of fear. And that level of fear causes people to do what you want. That's it. And Trump knows this. Trump does this. I'm surprised he hasn't done it yet. Are we talking public execution level extreme? No, we can't do that. That's not legal. You can't do that. Why not take the high road?
We could make it legal again.
Because they don't. And also,
I think it should be legal.
This is the high road.
I think it should be fairly normal, in
you could do
fact.
that are way worse than this. I'm not advocating for any of those. That would be evil. I think this is the high road.
It's a battle of wills, and the sword an extension of the duelist's spirit. If your heart recoils in fear, then your sword may as well be in
The
its
consequences
scabbard.
great again? Yeah, I don't
Because
think
you
he's
will
unfair.
not wield it effectively against your foe.
I think that in a lot of cases he is he will go hard on one thing and then not on something else. But that's what I think that people should do, and that's the best way to control things. I agree with what you're saying. Yes. And again, you might think that what I'm saying is unethical, it's immoral, it's evil, etc. You can be right about all of that, but it works. It works, and you want people to do what you want, you do that.
I don't think there's anything unethical about having justice.
And I will say again, I would much rather somebody who employs unethical and immoral activities to act on my behalf than to allow somebody else to employ unethical and immoral activities to act against my behalf. Because those are the two states of existence in human history. That's it.
Wondering what all this rubble around here is for.
And frequently getting dirty looks on campus.
Who cares?
But he's also getting tons of love from students and faculty who respect him for sticking to his convictions.
You must be sick and tired of getting bullied. It does become exhausting, yes.
The university is now preparing for an event on April 17th featuring TPUSA founder and CEO Charlie Kirk.
You can't express your beliefs like as openly as some of the left-leaning students can. Like when I take a turning point here on campus, I've been cussed out, I've been flipped off.
It's already drawing online chatter from violent militant groups like Antifa and other left-leaning
We have a
students who are
different
promising
person
to
now?
disrupt and cause chaos.
So basically, a dictatorship is fine as long as you benefit from it? I don't think that it is a dictatorship. I think that exercising a degree of, like, is it a dictatorship to withhold funds from an organization or a group that is intentionally allowing crime to happen and turning a blind eye to it? How is that being a dictatorship? Because in my opinion, I think a dictatorship would be saying that we don't have the choice to do that and that we have to spend our money on that. I think the fact is that the idea that the taxpayers and that the government should work in the best interest of the taxpayers, I think that whenever you have and you're taking people's money, you do have an ethical responsibility, and even I would argue a moral responsibility, to use that money in a way that is in their benefit. And if you're taking their money and you're using it in a way that's not in their benefit.
I mean, also in line with what people hold to morally. Like, I mean, for a left-leaning person, it would be, what if we were taking your money and using it, you know, through the government and funding the KKK with it? How would you feel about that? Oh, you'd be really upset about that. Well, I mean, it's the same thing for us when our taxpayer dollars are going to things like Planned Parenthood. It's something that we don't morally agree with. So, I mean, put the shoe on your foot and see how it feels, you know? How would you feel if we're taking your taxpayer dollars and funding the KKK with it? Would you be okay with that? No? Then guess how Republicans feel when you take their money and you fund things like Planned Parenthood. We don't agree with it. It's immoral to do that.
I think that you are effectively betraying them. And so when I see a person that's funding an organization that actively is like, you know, just allowing violence, right? Literally allowing and paying people that are committing political violence, no. No way. No way. Absolutely not. I don't want my money going to that at all. So yeah, that's not a dictatorship, guys. That's common sense. Better call it authoritarianism than dictatorship? Well, I believe in authoritarianism. I think that the authoritarianism should come from the taxpayers. And I think that the taxpayers voted to not have this level of behavior in government. And I think that that authoritarianism is through the people. This is what we voted for. Not even we, right? I didn't vote. But like, this is what people voted for. And I do want authoritarian. I wish that the people understood that they were the authoritarians. It was never the government. It was never the bureaucracies. It was always the people. If you could afford authoritarianism, ideally we'd want to do that, right? No, I don't think so. Because I think that really what you're asking for is that does a citizen have the right to dictate where their money goes? Yes. Unequivocally, yes. Yeah, like just absolutely yes, without any sort of restrictions whatsoever. Yeah, we vote with our money. Yeah, we are voting with our money, exactly. The citizens are the authoritarians. Can I complete this at a walk? And I think that the government needs to remember that.
I don't really think you can. No, not quite.
I wanted to cover this because it's so fucking ridiculous.
I completed it at a walk.
Impact voice actors are having a very, very bad month. It's been going on, and apparently crashing out on Tectone, getting upset about other people as well. And oh my god, again, yes. Well, the reason why they're upset about this, it's actually very simple. They know they're going to get replaced with AI. You know it. I know it. Everybody knows it. The only person that doesn't know it, actually, I would say it's them, but they also know it. That's
all of our jobs are going to get replaced by AI.
Tuning in. Hope you've had a great weekend.
That's
and
the
I
thing.
gotta come clean about
certain industries faster than others, but like all of our jobs are going to get replaced
I was already
by
in the middle
AI.
of making this video, but it was all so stupid that I was actually at a loss for words like half the time, and I ended up deleting the video because it was just coming out so messed up because this whole thing is so freaking unbelievable.
It's dumb.
So, do you remember that Karina VA for Paimon? Do you remember that Karina video that she made on TikTok where she was like crashing out, getting all angry, all mad?
YouTubers don't
Oh man.
know anything. YouTubers don't know anything. They're not voice actors. They've never been in my industry. They don't know what my industry is about. They don't know anything about SAG. They don't know anything about being...
I mean, I feel for you because like your entire job is going bye-bye. Like, I feel bad for you, but at the same time, like, all of us are going to be faced with this. It's only a matter of time. Like, We feel bad for you, but like it's gonna happen to all of us. All of our jobs are gonna go bye-bye. I mean, you have to feel bad for these people because it's like it's affecting their job first. Their jobs are the first ones on the chopping block. Ours are just next in line. We just don't know it yet.
Non-union
SAG is a union.
either. They have more incentive to lie. They have more of an incentive to lie.
How do they have an incentive to lie, but you don't have an incentive to lie? Because their incentive is just simply to lie for content, but your incentive is to lie in order to preserve your job. Like, I don't even understand. Like, the argument here doesn't even make sense. Like, I can respect, like, okay, well, this is... I'll listen to what you're saying, but, like, even if you listen to what they're saying, it's stupid.
Idiots like you fall for their shit and they get paid for that. Hello? So nobody else's opinion that is super fucking wrong anyway matters. Hope this helps.
So yeah, that crowd.
This would not even be half as entertaining if she was not voicing like this little like fucking fairy in the game.
She should have done it in Paimon's voice.
Crash out video, the one I already discussed last week.
Yeah, I feel bad for him, honestly.
Why my opinion or take is terrible. And I also presented a theory about what that crash out video was specifically referring to, because a lot of people thought it was about Jacob Takanashi stuff, but in fact that crash out video occurred before then. And she was instead probably crashing out over a video that either I made around a month ago, or a video / short that YouTuber DarkGhost88 made also around a month ago. For anyone curious who hasn't seen my full theory on that, I will link the video where I explain that all in more detail in the description for you, with the timestamp to that part. But back to the main topic for this video. Now that we had a quick refresher about Creed's crash out video,
that was a crazy fucking video, man.
The Reddit post
That's exactly what I'm trying to do here. Oh my goodness, can I attack what's directly in front of me or not? I guess not. Your character has just got to auto-turn towards whatever it is.
Gentlemen, we don't need mental institutions, actually, after all. These people sign themselves up, and it's called Blue Sky.
Yeah, that sounds correct.
Saying that video, the crash out video, was actually AI. Let's take a look at this. This person...
Oh, the video itself was AI? Oh.
What? Person on Blue Sky, Noah Gibson, says, OMG, Karina liked my post. Hi Karina, I support you, but I just think your TikTok was a bit bad though. It was just the calling them stupid part. That was the equivalent of Biden calling MAGA garbage, resulting in cash poor winning. You both should have...
Cash poor winning? Is this like some sort of fucking like 7th degree of removal reference to Donald?
Taken Marge's advice. The gif of Marge that they include saying that's true, but you shouldn't say it. To which...
Man.
Oh, it activated its thing.
Karina responds, get this, says, oh, by the way, I have learned that the TikTok you were talking about was AI. It was not my original TikTok. So yeah, maybe don't listen to Reddit at all.
What? What? What are we talking about? Like, this is... Wait, what?
A response from user Torn saying, did you watch it, or are you just letting people lie to you now? It's quite literally from your TikTok account. And another user Diamond said, Karina is full of it and trying absolutely anything to try and discount any criticism. It's working about as well as you see here. And yeah, most people are calling Karina out for this. However, some people are actually just believing what Karina said.
Wait. So she recorded a video on her own TikTok and uploaded it, and somebody criticized the video, and then she, in order to deflect from the criticism, said the video that she uploaded onto her own account was AI? There's no way, right?
Okay. What?
She's against AI? No, not only that, she was trying to harass people that were scabbing and working through the workers' strike. But then it was discovered that she was also working through the workers' strike. And then she tried to excuse it and say that because she's disabled, then it's okay.
Like, they'll just believe anything, apparently. We'll get more into that later. But first, let's continue with the context. Because Noah Gibson returns and says, so, this is AI, and you've never said this? I agree that YouTubers don't know anything, though. And linking to a Reddit post about the Karina crash out video. To which Karina responds and says, yes, that is AI. And yes, the YouTubers do know it. They just don't care. So according to that post,
what? What the? Wait. I don't even. What is real anymore? I don't even know what's real.
It seems like Karina is saying that the crash out video isn't real. That's not actually her crashing out. What? That's obviously
but I thought it was her account.
Just AI. And the YouTubers talking about it, they know it's AI. They're just like malicious or something. They're just trying to manipulate people by posting and talking about this AI video that they know.
This is a smokescreen, a defensive? No, this is like a smokescreen where like somebody says,
Everybody stand.
let me think of a good example. Somebody asks you, you know, you're at the grocery store and you have 30 items and you're at the express checkout lane and they say, you know, could you please, you know, go to the real line because you have too many items, and then you just decide to, I don't know, like light yourself on fire. Like, just nothing about this makes sense. I don't even understand it.
Is fake or something. Yeah, remember the beginning of this video where I said I already recorded all this and like gave up on the first attempt because this is all so stupid? Exactly. Noah Gibson then responds to Karina and says, all they care about is grifting to outrage for clicks. That's all YouTube is these days.
I think these attacks because she's using flavor might do more, yeah.
Who's like publicly making false accusations about people. That's cool. Right? But anyone talking about the video is just
legacy.
Why does this thing hit with 1 million damage? That's my question.
Like, this is just insanity. Fortunately, the majority of people are not, and aren't that free now. For example, this person, average Asian woman, it's quite literal on your page. Why are you lying? Just make a bigger goal for yourself. Resident saying, my dog ate my homework yesterday.
This thing is really tough. Jeez.
And someone below that just oh, my bad.
Bro, you've actually, the thing is that in order for
yeah, why is this thing
so
this tough?
That you have people on Blue Sky that are roaching out on you. This is like like if this was on Twitter, oh bro, this would be trending.
Above that too says, at least delete your TikTok before this. LMAO, this is embarrassing.
Making
this all so much even more hilarious is that what Karina said there would actually get reposted to the Gaming Circle Jerk subreddit. For those that don't know, that subreddit is basically full of modern audience types who constantly lick the boots of corporations and will take a stance against gamers no matter what stance that is. For example, like last month when a lot of gamers were critiquing Ubisoft and AC Shadows, that subreddit was constantly defending Ubisoft and AC Shadows. Like
Isn't it funny to me that those people that were defending Assassin's Creed Shadows, I wonder how they feel now that Ubisoft is having to fire a bunch of people. They've restructured the entire company. Their stock might get delisted from the American exchange because it's going to go under $1. Like, I wonder, like, do you ever feel any sense of guilt or responsibility that you've carefully crafted a false reality that some devs decide to subscribe to accidentally, and now you've caused them to lose their job because you've created a reality that doesn't exist? I wonder if they ever think that. They'll still defend it? Yeah, I mean, I'm just curious.
said basically the entire thing is gamers bad. And they don't use circle jerk, like they're actually curious about it. They completely lost the plot. We can see that here, for example, in the aforementioned post. Karina, voice of Paimon, confirmed that the Genshin subreddit used AI for her to spread misinformation. I love how her just being flat out wrong is confirming. That post also getting over 1,000 upvotes and becoming a...
Well, you have to keep in mind that, like, this is the way Reddit communities are. Is that they're full of a bunch of fucking retards.
Supporting fire!
So when you see a Reddit community that just blindly believes something with no evidence other than the fact that it vaguely confirms what they already thought, this shouldn't mean anything. Yeah, it must be. Yeah, it's true because I agree with it.
Top post there for the day. One of the top responses there says, I'm going to say this once. This is, or at least should be considered defamation. It's complete lying made to tear down someone's reputation. This is the very definition of defamation. Except that didn't happen. And the person lying it's actually great. However, the Genshin subreddit would ultimately find out that they were getting talked about over on Gaming Circle Jerk, with users back over on the Genshin Impact subreddit saying things like, I think it's dumb to try and lie and say this was AI when it's clearly not, and even dumber for Gaming Circle Jerk for falling for such an obvious lie. Gaming Circle Jerk falls for anything you tell them, as long as it fits their goal, which seems to be 90% politics and 10% random stuff.
This is the way it is with almost every subreddit, to be fair.
I think she's probably going to deal the most damage to its shield.
Is that the moment that there's something bad that happens with the person who like is ideologically opposed to like the way that people on my subreddit see things, everybody's gonna go
she's probably going to
and
take down the shield the fastest, actually.
Say this, right? It always happens.
Honestly, quite just there are no humans in that sub. Got curious and skimmed through the comments there. I shouldn't. Some of the Genshin Impact subreddit users have been going over the Gaming Circle Jerk and refuting what they say there. For example, back on the Gaming Circle Jerk post about Karina, and the comment was to look at it going to get down saying, this is defamation. They would get a response that reads, how is it defamation if they uploaded a supposed AI video? If it's AI,
so it just completely resets.
AI themselves? And the OP
yeah, no, I'm not doing this then.
Yeah. The Gaming Circle Jerk Karina post saying, I think they meant a different video of an AI of Paimon calling out Karina directly. She's been really tired from being at the hospital all weekend, I'm sure.
Holy fuck, guys. God damn. What the hell is going on?
Someone else says, LMAO, the video they're talking about is obviously the TikTok one. It's in the picture. I think y'all need to learn how to read. It doesn't fit their narrative, so of course they refuse to read.
It's crazy. These people, like, how do you do this much mental gymnastics?
However, back
it's
on
embarrassing.
the news guide, there would be a bit of a plot twist. So we already read this part where Noah Gibson linked the crash out video over on Reddit, to which Karina said, yes, that's AI.
Yeah, he linked the exact video, and it's even embedded in a way that you can see what the video is.
Yes, YouTubers do know it, they just don't care. Corin then saying, is this not your TikTok account? And linking to that very video on her very TikTok account. Noah Gibson.
Is this not your TikTok account? This is bad. You gotta say something fast.
Commented saying,
yeah,
Paimon, this is bad. You gotta say something fast. Another user, Patrick, would say, there was a post about a smaller channel that used AI, not for...
This is where Tectone comes in.
Mm-hmm.
Of course.
Yeah. Yeah.
This TikTok, referring to the crash out video, presumably. It's a different video, which Tectone watched on stream.
Right.
My guess is maybe things got mixed up, and Karina didn't check this Reddit link, to which Karina actually responds and says, this is exactly what happened.
What? What?
So you're telling me that Tectone watched a video where someone used AI to make Paimon say something, which in fact that video does exist and I'll show you in a moment.
I saw it.
But you're telling me that for some reason that video got posted to Reddit Maybe it did, maybe it didn't, but I can't find that Reddit post. Allegedly, that's a thing, though. And you're telling me Karina knows about that Reddit post.
Let's light it up!
And then on Karina's blue sky, when people were linking a Reddit post that's very clearly not about that.
It says it. It's right there.
But about her crash out. And we can all see very clearly
There's no way this is real, right? Like, I mean,
that's
see, this is the thing, guys. You need to keep in mind, whenever you feel bad and you're like, oh, video games are always going to be bad because these weird people are in it, keep in mind that these people have like a fully automatic machine gun and they just continuously shoot themselves in the foot. This is crazy.
Somehow, she thought that Reddit post, which again was very clearly about the crash out video, was in fact not about the crash out video, but instead about Tectone watching some AI Paimon on stream? How the frick do you even mix that up? And you know what?
The reason why is she probably doesn't like Tectone. So that's the reason.
I am actually willing to give Karina the benefit of the doubt. I'm willing to believe that she did mix those videos up, but I still don't understand how she mixed those two up when the post that she's responding.
I'm not. I just think she's a moron. Like, really? You're gonna think that? I mean, I don't think so. She took it personal when it was not about her, not towards her, but Paimon. Oh God.
Too is so clearly about her crash out video, and for her to then accuse YouTubers of knowing it's AI and saying that we just don't care when she's the one who's completely
By
wrong.
the way, I remember watching this AI video. I don't know if he's gonna show it or not. Yeah, he is. Everybody knew this was AI. It even said in, like, I think the title of the video, it's AI.
About all this is just ridiculous. Like, dude, what the frick are you doing? And let me also say that I apologize if I repeated some of my words right there. I've recorded this part multiple times too because
I don't
all
know
of this
how
is
I
so
get up
stupid
there.
that I'm having a hard time even
It's
putting
gotta
into
be
words
this
and like
thing,
commenting
but
on
I
this.
don't know
Here's
how to
the
get
last
this
thing.
thing
Yeah,
up.
like, this is, it's impressive. Like, I don't even know what's happening anymore.
Take a look at it. From 1 day ago on Tectone's channel, more Tectone. You can see a video titled Paimon's voice actor faces backlash. And the entire video is Tectone react.
Paimon voice actor versus bootleg. It literally says it right there. And this is even his video.
Scene 2, a video titled Paimon VA versus bootleg AI Paimon Genshin Impact announcement.
Right.
And I'll play like 10 seconds of this for you to take a look at
Okay.
yourself. This is the one that apparently got posted to Reddit that somehow Karina knows about and somehow mixed up the crash out video with or something. Yeah, you get the point.
Paimon herself roasting?
Hi, this isn't Paimon, or even her voice actor. I'm...
So, in the first 6 seconds of this video, it's not Paimon and it's not her voice actor.
Full throttle!
Yeah, it's literally the first words.
Bro. Bro, this is so stupid.
Yeah, I don't know if there's really much of any way to get
Like,
this
there
thing
have to be, like...
moving.
There's got to be another explanation to this, right? I mean, it's got to be something.
It's the guy that redubbed Dragon Maid for fun a while back and got yeeted from the internet.
I watched this. Remember, I watched this on
message is for
stream.
Karina. You are an absolute worthless scab and a hypocrite. You are way worse than most scabs. Because most scabs are smart enough to shut up when they get caught flip-flopping on their principles.
So yeah, there you go. And if we're to believe Karina, I find it hilarious that Tectone...
So wait a minute. It's not even attempting to be her.
Oh no.
It's
no.
but it's the character saying it's not her, addressing her in not in like the first person tense. They're referring to her as there's no way that you could have ever thought that this was Karina.
Rev the engines.
Paimon's roasting it. Like, there's no...
Inadvertently caused Karina to have this, like, ridiculous mix-up. We've now had Karina having a complete crash out over either my video or Dark Side 8's video. Or
yeah, they're getting replaced by AI, guys.
Yeah.
This is gonna happen. Can you imagine those guys over in Singapore and China? Like, oh my god, bro. Like, when... How close are we? We got 2 patches left. I don't know if we're gonna make it.
Of our videos, and now like an extremely ridiculous mix-up situation over this Tectone Paimon video thing.
This is,
if once again we're to believe what Karina is saying.
I would not believe
and
this
yeah, with
for
that,
a
I'm going to
second.
end this video.
Yeah,
I cannot
wouldn't
believe how long it
either.
took me to record this.
This is
simple video.
ridiculous.
This was all just so much stupidity that I think I need to go full venti now and have a drink. And when I say a drink, I mean like 50. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the coverage. Hopefully this made at least a little bit of sense. All of this did. And again, I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you did enjoy, consider liking it or subscribing. Appreciate you, and I'll see you in the next one.
What happened?
This is impressive.
Hey guys, thank you for tuning in.
Really. Like, this is...
Again, hope you've had
This is genuinely fucking impressive to me.
Stop me!
This person has woven a tapestry of retardation that is so complex and so convoluted that I can't even mentally unravel it. I can't even imagine the fact that this is real. How is this possible? Oh my god. This is amazing. Look at this. I can't even believe this. Yeah, is she on meth today? No, she's not on meth. Okay? Like listen, I don't make insults about people's appearance or anything like that. I never do that unless maybe they do it to me, and then I usually don't even do it. No, she's not on meth. She just, like, this is her talking.
That is super fucking wrong anyway. Matters.
This is her the whole time. She's the best possible advertisement. Maybe, you know what, guys? Maybe she's actually, here's what it could be. She has stock in an AI company, and this is all like some 700 IQ strategy for her to get AI to become more popular. And she's trying to like kind of like play both sides where like she's making money and also virtue signaling while at the same, like she has severe ADHD and bipolar. Why is it
We're gonna
that
knock
like
it over? Okay.
Why is it that the people that always blame their mental disorders only end up negatively affecting other people? Have you guys ever noticed that? It's like, oh yeah, I've got this mental disorder that makes me a fucking retarded asshole. And I have to be rude to everybody. And the only thing that I can naturally do are the things that I already want to do. So I have this amalgamation of mental disorders that has created a outcome, a world where the only way that I can exist is by sitting at home, receiving welfare, eating Doritos, ordering DoorDash, playing video games, watching anime, and jerking off. Wow, how convenient to you that this happened.
Let's ride.
How convenient it is that all of the mental disorders that you've, by the way, not been diagnosed with in a lot of these cases, just so happen to give you the opportunity to do the exact thing that you wanted to do in the first place.
Strike a pose.
Oh my god. Self-diagnosed, yes. It's unreal. I broke down laughing. Yes, she called it. This is. You know what? There's a good point here. No amount of AI intelligence could make that perfectly authentic like crash up into it. Yes. This is so stupid that I don't think that AI could ever create it.
Truly an extra slice of
This
joy.
is probably the best argument. You know what? This entire gambit is actually the strongest argument against AI, because I cannot imagine a computer that could come up with this. It's like, because, you know, like computers have to be logical, and like this is something It's like, this is just like water, right? I mean, it's not even anywhere near that. I didn't know about this. There's been somebody making a lot of videos about me. I'm not going to complain about somebody unless I can get them all the way. And so I bide my time. I wait until the opportunity is right. And then I take advantage of the opportunity.
Right here.
And I enjoy it. I love it.
Nah, bro. This nigga really think he a Death Note character. Lil bro, you're not like Yagami. Sit your ass down.
So over the past 5 days, they've released 4 different videos about me and Asmongold, targeting us for all kinds of crazy reasons. It's their content nuke. And normally I don't react to smaller channels because I believe they just want the attention, but in circumstances like this, I do feel comfortable reacting because I don't believe the extra set of eyeballs on their channel will benefit them in any sort of a tangible way because their opinions are just that bad. So what we're gonna do here is react eventually to this video, which kind of sums up everything that's going on, and also they're kind of having a breakdown over the abhorrent like-dislike ratios on the previous 3 videos. And to give you context before we head into the final video, we're just gonna quickly go over the first 3 videos right here and kind of give you a sense of what we're dealing with. So, video number 1 in this series. Asmongold is unironically bad faith.
Another bad video about
me. They make an entire
Of
video
course.
in bad faith. And you can see the like-dislike ratio. It's not
What a
great.
surprise.
20 likes, 200 dislikes. And this is, you know, a video that neither I or Asmongold have reacted to yet. So this is just the market reacting. This is the video out in the wild. It's all natural right now, and it's still doing that badly. And with this, you know, there's a lot to break down. But again, for brevity's sake, let's just see a small portion of this video where essentially they're criticizing me and Asmongold. They're talking about various issues like USA ID as well as Gamergate and things like that. So
Talk off, babe. Yeah, they tell you everything to do. They need people that want to tone police you, want to tell you what words you can't say.
For the record, these are the same exact people who cry all the time about black people and women appearing in their video games. The same.
Bro, this is that retard on Twitter that keeps saying this over and over. They keep saying this. That's not even what it was about. That was never what it was about. Oh my god. Wow, what a surprise.
Same goofballs who cried about a black samurai in an Assassin's Creed video game. Regardless, here we see another way that implications are veiled in layers of irony and purposeful vagueness.
Ow.
Okay, so they're basically saying that me and Asmongold are freaking out over Yasuke. We hate Yasuke because he's a black man in a video game, which is not the truth whatsoever. People are not criticizing Yasuke as a character in Ubisoft's implementation of this character because he's simply a black man. They're doing it because Ubisoft, through their own actions, have made a very dishonest portrayal of this historical figure while also claiming they are historically accurate and they respect Japanese culture. Meanwhile, they're claiming he's a samurai when that is a very highly contested claim, and their only real source for that seems to be Thomas Lockley, who wrote a 400-page fan fiction about Yasuke with no empirical evidence that's been absolutely dragged by other Japanese historians. So, yes, people have a problem with Yasuke as a character in this game, not because he's black, but because of the way that Ubisoft has implemented this character. You can see a totally bad faith argument that anyone who watches our videos...
Everybody knows that too. Like, that's exactly what it is. And that's why everybody downvotes videos like this. It's because people make up bullshit and they start with a premise that's just totally fucking untrue. And then they turn it into something that's completely different.
Would never believe for a second, and that's how they start off this whole thing, and they just, you know, yap over and over again about USA ID. They have a big issue with us criticizing USA ID, and eventually they end the video by saying something along the lines of, they don't believe that Asmongold and myself actually believe our own opinions. Which,
right, of course.
Okay, I guess, but that's kind of how they started off my video. This is the second video in the saga here. Apparently, he also sucks, and it's titled Red Says Desu.
Man.
Unironically, bad faith. And you can see the dislike ratio is not too great on this one either.
Okay,
but this is
so the
how they
verse doesn't
describe
follow.
my content, and then I'll explain kind of what happened in this video.
Correctly. This ultimately brings us to Rev Says Desert. Rev is a commentary channel that often covers gamer news. However, if you look at all of his videos, you can clearly see they have a slant to them. His commentary oftentimes appeal hard.
I mean, how do you say that when every video is bad about somebody yourself? How do you do that? I mean, I feel like this is like, yeah, what are you talking about?
This analysis knowing that this is what works
She's the
best
exact
for their
same,
channel.
basically.
Okay, so this is the class.
So this is what I find to be, this is what's so stupid about this, is that, yeah, obviously they're gonna do something that's beneficial for their channel, just like you're doing. It's so weird for this.
Classic argument people make.
Yeah.
They basically say if your videos get views, you must be doing this
negative
in a
self-awareness.
very
Exactly.
inorganic way, that you're grifting or you're doing something like that. I make these videos because I care about these topics. It's not just to get clicks. If I wanted clicks, there's other topics I could talk about that don't come with daily death threats and unhinged people constantly complaining about you. Okay? I talk about these things knowing some of the backlash I might get because I enjoy these topics, especially
Their
when
channel
it
is just shitting on people, but they accuse you of only shitting on people? Of course.
involves gaming. Now, we also see what she's reacting to here, and she spends the entirety of this video reacting to a video I uploaded back in December, where it's titled, I Criticize the Gaming Industry, Now YouTube is Silencing Me. So what happened in that video is I was reacting to a situation where a previous video got age restricted, right? And I thought it was very unfair, and I made a video about it because that's what YouTubers do. When you have issues with YouTube, you make a tweet about it, and then you make a YouTube video about it, and that solves the problem typically. And that video, after I released it, within 1 hour, the age restriction was removed. Now, in that video, I talked about an observation I made about the gaming industry where a lot of companies want to make these promotions centering around Christmas-related themes, but they never say any sort of dialogue along with it that says Merry Christmas. They always use Happy Holidays, and I think that's just like a PC approach to things. It's not meant to be a super deep topic, and you can disagree with it, that's fine, but I'm just raising that for context because the video was age-restricted as a result. And in this video, Food Shops claims that, like, I'm trying to morally grandstand here and have this performative outrage where I'm saying I'm being persecuted because of my beliefs and these topics involving Christmas and all this stuff. When I only brought up the topic for context to explain why it's so frustrating that I got an age restriction for sexual content. So that topic...
People always just make shit up like this. This is the problem that a lot of these people have. Is that
engines.
This is one thing that I've learned about the internet, is that basically any sort of drama or anything like that that happens, it's just people making shit up, and they don't actually even care about whether it's true or not. Their goal is to just spread negative information about somebody that people don't like. That's it. That's literally all there is to it.
I covered was completely benign, but then I get hit with an age restriction and then that appeal rejected within 5 minutes for sexual content, including nudity, which obviously didn't happen. But they tried to, in bad faith, misrepresent what I'm doing. And also throughout this video, to wrap this one up, they basically try to gaslight the viewer into believing that I don't have any clue how YouTube works, but they do. They claim on the one hand...
If they knew how YouTube worked, they would have more than 3,000 subscribers.
That me going to Twitter and YouTube was just
I mean, let's be honest.
That doesn't actually fix anything. And that the real solution was instead to go to the YouTube creator help
YouTube's algorithm is
and
very
talk
random.
to some consultant there, which is insanely stupid. That doesn't work. They pretty much have no power on that chat line. They can't fix hardly anything. 90% of your issues, they can't even begin to address. So that's stupid. And then they also disputed my claim that in January, there's definitely a downfall, a ramping down of ad revenue typically on YouTube because after the holidays, advertisers aren't as gung-ho with
knows
YouTube
that shit.
and their campaigns there because people are broke from the holidays. They're not spending as much money. That's something that any creator who's been around long enough recognizes. It's a pattern. It doesn't affect everyone the same, but it's definitely a pattern that exists. In fact, I know at least 2 different circumstances where PewDiePie took the month of January off, and one of the reasons is that videos and ad revenue just didn't perform as well, and he'd rather save his content for the next month and take a break during that time. But basically, that's what they yap about for this whole time. A bad faith argument trying to gaslight people about things that just aren't true. But then we get the third installment of this saga. Asmongold messed up big time.
Oh my god. Bro, where do these people come from? Uh-oh.
It's over. Now, I can't even, like, criticize this too much. This is definitely a title and thumbnail I would make, so I can't say too much about that. But I get 24 likes, 139 dislikes. This video is talking about USAID, and Asmongold's reacting to a decoy voice video. And let's just begin by hearing her description of Asmongold, especially when it pertains to his increasing shift towards political commentary.
He totally has the freedom to explore politics on his stream. But if a very large streamer does cover it, I expect a bit more out of them. And so, where there is politics, there is Asmongold falling off.
You heard it here, folks.
I don't know about that.
Asmongold
I don't know about that either.
off. He has fallen off, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, I don't know about you, but like looking at the Asmongold TV channel.
Oh, wow.
Like, I don't know. Uploaded 18 hours ago, 1.3 million views. Every video at least getting hundreds of thousands of views. Some hovering around
How does that
million,
keep happening?
In many cases, breaking 1.6 million.
A lot of views for someone who's falling off. Jeez.
In 2 days. And then you got the clip channel.
Guys.
Same thing with this. 900K in 9 hours. 900K in 22 hours, so on and so forth. Like, he's also, just statistically speaking, the biggest political commentator on Twitch right now. So he's falling off. That's such a disingenuous explanation of what he's doing. But
it's not even true.
Speaking of disingenuous, let's listen to this next part where she describes not only some things about Asmongold, but also Decoy Voice, who's catching strays here.
First, Asmongold's eyebrows do more commentary than him. Asmongold begins by watching a right-wing guy named Decoy Voice.
Right-wing Decoy Voice. Interesting.
I think that the era of calling somebody right-wing as like a pejorative is ending, and it's kind of going away. And I think that people are starting to see like how ridiculous it is that that's even an accusation in the first place. It's just like the fact that you're using that as a negative to begin with, it's ridiculous.
Not to harp on somebody other than Asmongold, but his opinions are...
Oh, I'm gonna be right back. I think we might do some Minecraft here.
My arrival as well. An ocean of stars? What's that? Does it have fish in it?
Fish? No, don't play dumb. Is this some kind of game?
I should be the one saying that. I didn't get what you said at all.
Now that sounds like Emma. That sounds 100% like Emma.
Yes.
Good. Then we are officially introduced. See? Simple as that. I like respectful ones, by the way. Would you like to join my research group?
Oh.
Madam Faruzan, I'm quite sure this counts as poaching. Let's dial things down.
Maybe Lila
I
likes
know,
it.
but it's been tough getting people these days.
Will report its findings.
That's why it doesn't make sense to shut down businesses, because that's not where like 80% of those cases are
Gold
caught.
Coast Block in the near north side and the River North neighborhood are the most affected areas. We have also received reports from Evanston and Oak Park. Until the source of the disease is identified, we ask that general public refrain from eating at restaurants, cafes, bars, and public places.
Just don't eat.
Not necessary.
It'll be fine if you just don't eat.
Visit major public hospitals in urban areas.
He just got done saying that the main way that they're catching it is in residential areas, and he's like, "Oh, don't go into public areas," even though that's not where they're catching
so angry, Mr. Netto. Are you okay?
Oh man. Wondering if this is real life right now.
The casualties are staggering.
The brain deadness is astounding.
How did the Manus do that?
It's the Australian internet.
in a place where the majority of people
don't look at
live
that.
there
That didn't happen. Nothing
descendants of
happened.
prisoners.
Nothing happened. Don't look at the
You
stream
just
there.
killed a fucking dog. Wow. Did you see that? He just murdered an innocent
Nobody
dog.
saw anything.
Yeah, I saw that.
In fact,
You too.
we all knew
Link's
this would
rated
have
R. A little
happened,
bit of insanity
but
resides within us all.
it took place too soon and caught us all off guard.
Hmm.
And there were only
Yes,
clothes
we are
left.
all slightly insane. Just a little bit.
That's right.
The crazy people are all the
I've looked up the directory of arcadists in the U.S. in
Imagine how
1929.
boring it would be to be
None
the
of
same
their
as everyone
families on
else. You have to be such a boring person.
She was
for that to
Greco's
be the case.
biological daughter.
Which must cost the traveler a lot of Mora and meal expenses.
I've heard from the senior knights that the traveler rescued Paimon by fishing her out of the sea. So, that means Paimon can't swim. So if she fell in the sea, then...
Glug, glug, glug. Wait! Now Paimon's doubting herself. What was the answer again? No! You're all wrong. The answer to Paimon's riddle is obviously the Jade Chamber! You know, the Jade Chamber that's always flying up there in the sky!
Is that so? I still maintain that the riddle actually describes Paimon more accurately. In fact, if we just added 2 more lines to the poem, it would be the perfect riddle.
Huh? What do you want to add?
The traveler's companion and talkative guide, a praiseworthy presence always by their side.
Aww, do you mean it? Can we really add that part?
Gotta love them iframes. Oh, he's gone. He's down for the count.
Nice and spicy.
Now you shall perish.
Should be, yeah. He's gone. Night night. I like adventure, yes. It's full of adventure. That looked like Link's horse almost. Almost looked like Epona. Who has stolen you, Epona?
Looks like a few people were hurt after all. Oh, I should have got here sooner.
Yeah, it's all your fault,
The abyss
Mulan.
threw a lot at us at once. I rushed out as soon as I heard the alarm, and there were already so many monsters.
It's all her fault.
Before long, Kachina brought over a whole group of warriors, and just like that, we destroyed several pylons as a team.
Yeah, see, Mulani, we had to pick up the slack for you because you were late. It's all your fault.
Go on
Keep
now.
Stream says, are you one of
Nechka
my
is still
favorite
resting.
streamers? How's your day been, my brother?
It's good. How's your day?
Hey, Twasoli, we're here!
We are? I thought we were somewhere else.
Oh, what a surprise. And even Shilonin is here too.
Oh, it's been a while since I've seen you, Auntie. I received Nechka's letter. She wanted a copy of To Kill the Brave, right? Well, I've brought the book for her. There are several editions of the book in Natlan, and I wasn't sure which version she'd
Paimon's just
prefer.
getting chased around in the background. Oh my goodness.
I asked a messenger from the
Paimon
Science
is
of the
asking
Canopy.
for trouble now.
It seems this softcover edition is one of the most popular options, so I brought it for Nechka.
You haven't changed a bit, Shilonin. Let's go inside. I was just boiling some chocoatl, so you can all try some. Shilonin used to love drinking chocoatl. When she was little, she would always have several cups every time
Paimon's
she came
in
to
the
visit
back.
me.
Oh my goodness. Paimon is
You were
being such
already
a
big
troll.
girl by the
People of Liyue Harbor. Apart from my contract with Rex Lapis, they rely on me, accept me, and long for me to bear witness to their stories.
Of course. You're irreplaceable to us.
That's right. That's why I can't disappoint you.
Yeah, you're their little horny girl.
Hooray! Ganya's finally cheered.
Another normal day. Time to abduct some people, hold them for ransom, and burn some buildings down, am I right? Let's go! Yeah, exactly. Indeed, yes. This is what we do to spice things up a little. We will know everything about you. You cannot hide anything.
This is why I say that you and Sam are literally one person.
We will even know your inner
If there's
thoughts.
anybody in the chat, can you please explain to this guy that he's literally Samuel?
I hope she's okay.
No. That's impossible. The Wallies have assembled. Chico's people have assembled. How fitting.
How come Klee said he's looking for his mom, but Kaya says he's looking for his dad? It might make more sense to them, but it's gonna get confusing for everyone else.
That's because Klee has mommy issues, whereas Kaya has daddy issues. That's why. That's why they mention different people.
It's okay. I understand. I know. Oh, it's nearly dinner time. Would you care to stay for a meal?
Ooh, free handouts. Yeah.
How time flies. I'll be on my way then.
Wow, he's gonna pass it up.
How did you put it? Ah, yes. Taking a trip home during festival season is a universal custom, common to all the cultures of Teyvat. Now that even Master Diluc has made an offer, are you quite sure you won't stay for a meal after coming all this way, Master Kaya?
Yeah.
I couldn't possibly, Adeland. I wouldn't want to trouble you.
Oh, don't say that. How often do I get a chance to indulge my dear Master Kaya, Tea for the cavalry captain when you visit in an official capacity doesn't count. I only get to spoil you if you let me cook for you.
Oh, come on, let her spoil you and indulge you a little bit. No need to blush.
Well then, what happened to your swagger? Lost for words?
Sexy maid talking to him.
You...
Surely you wouldn't dream of disappointing Adeland.
Oh, you wouldn't dare.
All right, then. I'll take you up on the offer. Adeland, one more set of cutlery, please, if you'd be so kind.
Man, Razor with his teacher and Kaya with Adeland. Wait. Did I thought I named the stream Genshin Impact. Did it not go? What? Okay. Yeah, Final Fantasy XIV had a slight update there. Oh. That's funny. I was like, I could have sworn I changed the title. Yes, Final Fantasy XIV is looking a little bit different, just slightly. Different outfits, nothing suspicious about that, Candace.
I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, she's looking forward. Ooh.
Just being able to relax and wander the streets freely has already made my day.
I see.
So, Traveler, Paimon, you two want to
Traveling
come
the
with?
streets with you has already made her day. Ooh.
We'd love to, but we've got work to do right now.
Aw, that's a shame. Let's hang out together when you're free then.
Ooh, she wants
In that
even
case,
more action.
Candace and I will head out first.
Wow.
Good clothing and fabrics are very much in demand.
She's inviting
You
us
snooze,
into
you
the
lose.
action. Wow.
Oh, right. We should also get some accessories.
No need to rush.
Ooh, what?
I think we'll have a better
What are
time
you
if we
talking-
take things slow. See you two later.
Okay.
Feel free to come find us whenever you have the time.
Oh, I'm sure we'll find time. I'm sure we can find time for
Didn't
this.
think that Candace and Dia would come. Hanging out with them sounds like a great time.
Yeah.
Which is edible? Rubber, cabbage, or carbuncle?
Cabbage.
The answer's not rubber?
Does the rain come down from the sky or the other way around?
Here, I thought rubber was edible.
Can be both.
You're good to go. Take these materials with you. The visitor guide is between the second and third page. Go in from the
I
left,
don't know.
turn right
I
twice,
could
and
go
take the
for
lift.
some good old
Keep
rubber
walking
right
and
now.
you'll see the ward.
Rubber sounds good. Yummy. Good
I see.
texture.
Thank you. Is there anything else I should know?
Just leave the number out next time. Will you?
She's trying to tell us that Eraser's not one of the major food groups. This is some heresy.
Start the generator!
Put the barrier in the sky. Make the Empire's ships fall. Watch them die. Thus they will meet their fate. Help for them will be too late.
Just take a sniff of this chloroform and I'll just dig this hole and we'll stick you inside and, and no one will be the wiser.
I just hope I don't have another run-in with, you.
I know he's a press card and an asshole. Your friend really stood up for you. Warren? Yeah, I owe him big time. You're not the only one in debt, and you're already causing trouble. I thought it would be quiet here.
You know me causing trouble.
So I guess Seattle sucked hard? I guess. It was cool, but I felt kind of lonely.
Oh, whoa. Oh, don't worry. We're gonna keep such close supervision on him. You won't believe the kind of supervision we're gonna keep him under. I mean, that is until he disappears mysteriously.
So play nice and answer our questions.
You could be Matra for all I care. So what if I don't answer you? What then?
Oh. What happens if you don't answer our questions? Let me put it this way. There's, we might have just happened to bring some chloroform with us. And there's lots of areas here that aren't super populated right now. We could always, entice you to go somewhere against your will through means we have yet to explain. And once we get you there, we will simply put the chloroform mask over your face, and we'll dig a nice little hole, put your body inside, cover it back up, and no one will know where you went to. I'll just go along with it for now. As soon as we go into a back alleyway, Scaramouche will accidentally trip and fall on his own blade, tragically ending his life. Such a tragedy. Won't be able to believe what happened, and we'll have to, unfortunately, inform Kusanali.
From Paimon's ever caught.
Well, looks like you got a real knack for this. You'll be a fellow beetle fighting expert in no time. I mean, not as good as me, but still.
Oh, so overall not that good then.
Anyway, great. With both your beetle and mine, I can tell this will finally be the one. This time, I'm gonna win for sure.
Got a huge insult.
Let's follow the phlogiston trail.
Huh? What trail? Paimon doesn't see anything.
Oh, right. I forgot your eyes don't naturally perceive such things.
No.
Here, give me your hand.
Oh, she's holding our hand. Ooh. Yes, please. No, she needs to hold our hand. That's not good enough.
How about now?
No, I just still don't see anything. Even if you see something, just say you don't see. No, we don't see anything. We need to hold our hand. Maybe make out with us. Maybe then we'll see it.
Paimon sees a small shape here. Could it be some sort of symbol?
I don't see anything. I think it's wearing off.
Signal for the masters of the
You need
Nightwind.
to. I think you need to hold my
Only
hand
someone
this
from
time.
our
It
tribe
wears
would
off too
recognize
fast
it.
otherwise.
So Auroron was indeed being threatened. We've got to find him.
I'm so sorry. I didn't realize I was holding you up.
Well, I recruited you to be my helper, which means we're in this together. Like the wind and the clouds. We either move as one or not at all.
I think it's more like a bowling ball and chain. It's more like a chain and ball around my ankle.
But if you want to make it up to me, then just
Oh.
be sure to fight extra hard when the time comes.
I think I can think of other ways that the traveler can make it up to you.
Just
Don't worry, Paimon. Plus, we're family.
See, the best thing as a doctor is if you can make some placebo drugs and sell them for exorbitant amounts of money. See, that's the best thing, because then people will stay sick. You'll make lots of money. See, high profit margin, low cost of making it, long-term sales of the product, very, very profitable. So yeah, just make some placebo drugs that are very easy to produce and give them to people instead of fixing the problem. Then you can have a high profit margin for a long period of time, until they die, that is. Help them just enough to keep them alive.
Neither of us.
That's how you'll make it big as a doctor.
Plus, I'd be my.
Hey, friends don't order each other around.
Oh yeah.
We don't?
You mentioned
What?
how Paimon and the Traveler.
I always order my
agree with
friends
your
around. What is
hypothesis.
she talking
Auroron
about?
came-
What? He came back?
I
Friends
told
don't
him
order each other
apparently
around.
he came back.
Paimon's
What
surprised.
kind of bull
I
crap
had to
is this?
prioritize my tribe. Besides, the situation was intense. I couldn't focus on. Plus, he was.
Don't say that.
Alright, Granny
You're
Eastly, jump off the cliff.
He's not only a. Besides,
I order it.
Wait, what?
Doctor's orders.
Look,
Look how good you're doing. You'll grow into nice big radishes in the future.
He's definitely not crazy. Talking to his
And
vegetables.
you, Eva says you're taking up too much space, but I think you're a good tree. What do you think?
Yeah, definitely a little crazy.
How's it going?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Peg. Happy birthday to you. Happy now.
Oh boy. He got this guy again.
What? Another guy?
Yeah.
Happy now.
Wait, Eula, did you just pay for my portion too? I was supposed to pay for mine separately. I'm not an official member of the reconnaissance company.
if you want to get official about it, then fine. It's officially my treat. There, now stop worrying.
Ooh, thanks to Eula and Amber, we made a whole day's worth of Mora in one fell swoop.
Yes, Amber's officially Eula's treat.
Jeez, Pack. Like, calm down. With that
Did
freaking
you-
chainsaw.
Did you almost call me Paku?
No, I would never call you such a thing.
Okay.
Nobody, there's nobody that could prove that I ever said that word. Nobody.
There is somebody.
No.
Actually, there's
You
two
can't-
somebodies now that I think about it.
You can't prove nothing.
Hey,
You have no proof.
Smashly.
What? Excuse me! Do not call her that! I am going to tell her you said that. And she's going to kill you.
She knows my shenanigans.
Yeah. We all know your shenanigans. Unfortunately.
You all have the pleasure of knowing my shenanigans.
Pleasure? Right. That's definitely what it is.
Exactly. You know it. Exactly.
Burton, you are the youngest child we've ever taken in. You were just a month old when you came to the school.
Yeah,
By
she's
now,
so
you've
rebellious.
spent almost 12 years in here. I'd like to hear your thoughts since you are the most unique child in the school. Whatever the question or opinion is, I will respond with an answer.
Oh no, I don't know if it's a good idea to let the red-pilled one ask questions.
Any question?
Of course, as you wish.
She will ask very not approved questions.
What's
I'm
the
sure.
storm, sir?
Oh no, you're not supposed to ask that. Not Razor's side.
Traveler and teacher did a lot for me. A lot of work.
Yes, we did, Razor. You are in our debt. How will you ever repay us?
But me, I still can't answer questions. So useless.
Well, at least you know that you're useless.
Dear me, what's gotten you so upset, my little wolf cub? We can't have you being so down in the dumps.
Wait, we can't?
Ah, I see.
Do you?
Cutie, how about you keep Kaya company while I stay here and help Razor process his feelings? As his teacher, I owe him some tutelage anyway.
Oh, she's gonna help you, Razor. Aw, sweet Dommy Mommy's gonna help you with your feelings.
Come and collect him in a few days' time. The last ingredient should be ready by then as well.
A few days? Man, Razor's really getting some hands-on lessons, jeez.
You were great, Nilu! Your words won over Inaya! Talk like that during the debate, and you'll get an easy win!
Thanks for that, Paimon. But I still feel like it'll be an uphill battle. I need to be calmer, cooler, and more collected.
Yep. Even if her daddy wants to leave, she'll make him stay. Oh, troll versus spider! Go, spider! Ooh, it's a young ice troll too. Was not your lucky day there, boy. Spider. Good spider. Good spider. Look at him. He's so cute. Such a cute guy. Look at those eyes. Such a cutie. Probably
Perhaps
lonely.
it's because I've always wanted to be like Kamai and play a Kitsuyugen with humans. Or perhaps it was because I knew I didn't have much time left, and I didn't want to be alone.
Yeah, it's called loneliness.
Anyway, thank you for taking the time to play with me. When we played a Kitsuyugen,
That sounds so wrong.
Paimon said the loser would have to grant the winner a wish.
Reason that smelting with it was banned. I wonder why that could be. It's almost like it's a harmful substance. Crazy. Almost like listening to the law might have been beneficial. Crazy.
You did pretty good to have lasted this long.
Oh, the fish used to jump onto my boat. Prescott's and their finance fiends snapped up harbor rights.
Dang Prescott's driving me out of my fishing grounds. And they missed out on such a good opportunity to make him Australian. Why would they not make him Australian? It's a shame.
Once upon a time. Long ago, humans rejected Melazines, and Melazines feared humans. There was one Melusine who became fascinated with human medicine, but no human wanted her help. And there was one girl who liked Melusines, so no humans would make friends with her. So, the Melusine became the girl's friend, and the girl became the Melusine's patient. Your checkup's all done. You are still in perfect health. Thank you, Dr. Melusine. In this game of doctor and patient, a friendship was born. Then, one day, the girl fell ill. The Melusine was the only doctor to arrive on time, but the adults sent her away.
Scram! Melusines can't be trusted!
So just because I'm not human, I can't save my best friend? In desperation, the Melusine approached the frightening witch. She begged and begged until she got a reply.
If you take this potion, concocted of sin, you will gain a human face and grow human limbs. But then, you will lose everything that attracted this friend of yours to you in the first place. Can you accept that?
The Melusine did not hesitate for very long. On a rainy night, a little doctor knocked on the girl's door. The doctor wore a hood and raincoat, maybe to protect her from the rain, but maybe also to hide a
Restream bot
secret.
says you too. Winston NGO, hello.
Hello.
The doctor held the girl's hand and treated her
You arrived
illness
at just the right
just
time.
as she had so many times before. Dawn came, and the little girl's condition improved.
Restream bot
But
says you
the
too.
little doctor
Winston
was
NGO, I'm
long
a bit
gone.
late.
Yeah, a
For
little
she
bit
knew
actually.
Her friend would never recognize her again.
That okay. Ooh, it already sounds amazing. These headphones are just too good, honestly.
Dear Monsieur Nervillette, how are you? I haven't written in a while, so I thought I'd send you an update.
Siege Wing.
The Duke tells me that you're always asking after me. Please, don't worry. Everyone at the Fortress of Meripede is really nice to me.
Walsey, we've had it with you!
What even is this? It's completely inedible.
Suck it up and eat it!
The food here is delicious. And the
Delicious.
people are super friendly. The other Melusines come by to visit me sometimes. They're always full of praise for the fortress, and they get along great with everyone here. Sneaky sticker for you. This one's really cute. Let's give it to a cute person. You once said we have to discover the meaning of life for ourselves. I think you're completely right. Life at the fortress is often pretty uneventful, so
Restream
my
bot says you too.
infirmary is empty a
Winston
lot of
NGO,
the
she was
time.
so sweet in this trailer.
Yeah.
He's down! Ha! Too easy.
Usually I have issues up. Usually I'll have trouble updating things on YouTube, like the titles and stuff. Title and description. Restream. Okay. Oh. Always amazing to me how many like unhinged responses you can get on social media. It's crazy. It's really amazing how you can't, like, you're not actually allowed to bring up certain stats and certain facts about the world. Otherwise, you must be racist. You must hate this group of people. It's like that, or we're just like acknowledging basic facts about reality. Like,
straight up trash. The objectively correct opinion here is that the US needs to clean up their explosives on countries that they interfered with in the past. It's like clogging your friend's toilet after going to their house and leaving without telling them. Regardless,
no, it's not.
Asmongold
Not
seems
the
to
same
watch
thing.
this guy a lot and makes goofy faces.
No. No. I don't think so. And so when it comes to a vote, I'm going to vote against that. Nope. Disagree. No generational guilt here. Not going to happen.
I'm on board
What
with
are these
Asmund on
criticisms?
that
His
part.
eyebrows move too much. He makes funny faces. Like, damn. What does it have to do with anything? Like, that's not.
That's the thing. I was like, people, when they're losing arguments that are like this, that's what they do. They resort to character assassinations. They have to smear you as a person. They're losing the argument, so yeah, that's what they do.
Not legitimate criticism. So
Yeah, it's
in
not.
this video, they're doing
Not legitimate
tricks
criticism.
on USAID. I cannot believe anyone defends USAID this hard. So
No.
as Asmongold claims, and I agree with in many regards, the reason people don't feel bad about USAID falling apart is because the overwhelming majority of their foreign campaigns were an absolute waste of money. You know, DEI musicals over in another country, or paying for transgender comic books in South America. Like, these things are ridiculous. And food
How would you
shops
like
are
it
trying
if
to
your
use
taxpayer
an
dollars
appeal
are
to emotion, saying,
funding
well,
the
one of those
KKK?
programs that's going to get slashed is cleaning up bombs in Cambodia. And Asmongold's reaction is pretty much like,
By
I don't
the
want.
way, the U.S. did not put all those bombs there. All the mines there. That was not all put there by the U.S. The entire premise of this argument is not true.
Yeah, I don't doubt it.
To pay for the sins of other generations. I wasn't even born within 20
of them,
years
yes, but not all
of the Vietnam War. Why am I responsible for anything going on here? Like, why would I pay my taxpayer dollars?
Yeah,
Now,
yeah, it's just like that's it. I mean, like, I think that this is one of the things that it's one of the big points that I think a lot of people are kind of realizing, especially like young men are realizing, is that I think that there's a lot of young men who feel a lot of cultural stress and a lot of financial pressure. And they are very against the idea of this generational guilt that because their grandfather or their grandfather's grandfather did something bad, that they now have to live in accordance to that. I think that's the way a lot of people feel. And that's the way I feel, at least, right? Like, I don't care about anything bad that the country did in the past. I'm not going to do anything to, like, help them if it's not for my country, right? Like, I didn't do that. It's not my responsibility. If you want to talk about, like, you know, like fucking geopolitics, we bombed them. Obviously, it didn't necessarily, it's not going so well to begin with, right? I'd care about that. You find a lot of those in Germany? Yeah, you do, right? But government did it. It's their responsibility. Well, it's not. And if I vote, the thing is that you can make that argument as much as you want, but that's not going to make me vote to send my money somewhere else to do something to solve a problem that's not beneficial to people in my country. You can use whatever argument you want. None of that is going to cause me to give my money away.
Yeah.
That's it. Like, there's literally nothing, there's nothing more to it than that. And in a lot of ways, it is selfish. And I think that's a good thing.
Like if we randomly had bombs sitting in some other country, guarantee you the entire reason why they're there in the first place is probably because we're
I don't know.
We're
I mean,
as per usual
if we're gonna
being
go,
the
if we're
handout
not going to
country
give
of the
them money
world.
to like fix their problems across the world, and they're going to come. So like, what are we? We're paying basically a ransom that like we have to keep giving them money, or they're going to go to war with us. That doesn't sound like a good idea at all.
Psychopath for having that opinion,
Yeah.
but that's the opinion I think
Why would
most
we be
people
worried
in the
about some
world
other
have. They
country
don't want
going
to
to
be
war with
paying
us anyways,
for
unless it's
foreign
like China.
things going
That's
on that
irrelevant.
happened generations before that. I think that's a very human thing to do.
Outside of China,
But,
I don't know
like
what
I
other
said, they
country
pretty much just
would stand
complain
much of a chance.
the rest of the video here, and then
Like,
we get
seriously.
to the good stuff.
Oh, here we
The
go.
biggest problem with Asmongold fans,
Like
it's
we
your
have
fault.
states that have
You
higher
hear me?
GDPs
It's your
than a
fault.
lot
It's
of these
always
countries.
the viewers.
States that
That's
have higher
it. It's always
GDPs
the
than
viewers'
entire
fault.
countries.
That's what it is.
So I don't know why
I don't
we'd
know.
be
I think
too
it's fine to
concerned
spend a
about
little to
wars
clean up
with
some
other
mess, all
countries
good
that are
relationships, but
other
anything
than
else is
China.
bullshit. I think to some degree it is, but if it's a big problem, then I wouldn't really take it that seriously. Caught. Yep. All right. This is you guys. Yep. Sorry. Here we go.
So this thumbnail is wild.
I really
White
don't get
people
why some people are so
weaponizing
worried about
Japanese
wars with
people,
other
I
countries.
guess.
Like
That's rich.
Yeah, I don't think that's an American
some other
flag.
country
What
went
flag
to war
is
with
that?
us,
It's
that
not
would be,
America.
like the last thing that
well,
they did.
let's see
What
what
is
they have
this?
to say here. So
Okay.
let's get right into the video.
My Asmongold and Revse's Desuvids got a lot of attention from a bunch of haters. Don't
Yep.
want my videos to do well? Find them. Click off right now. I'm telling the truth. If you want to learn how you're helping me out, sit down, my little crispy chicken nick.
Oh. All right, then. Spicy intro. Clearly,
shouldn't
they're very
do
upset about
anything
the
in the
dislike
water. Yeah, it
ratio
doesn't.
on all
What?
these videos, and I guess that makes sense. They thought they had a little home run with these videos.
Wow,
and
okay.
Yeah, let's hear what else they have to say.
That's a lot.
Ow, my ears, dude.
What are my fans doing that's
The
bad?
YouTube algorithm values
we're doing
engagement
everything
above all
bad.
else.
They do.
Basically, it values how long somebody can stay on YouTube.com. The common truth is that people who comment and like on a video will count as good engagement. But what if I told
Generally.
you bad feedback
Yeah.
and rage bait also counts as good engagement?
Yeah.
I mean, like, sort of.
Yeah,
Right? Like,
it kind of
I
does,
know
What does this
I've
have to
spoken
do
on
with
Every
me?
single angry
That's us on the
second
hamster wheel
watching
right now. We're being
only
played.
serves to make my videos get more attention. Engaging with my videos only makes my videos show up more on your feed.
What is this like?
To be fair, that is partially true, and there are a lot of people. If you don't want to look at content, the best way for you to avoid it is to not interact with it at all.
Yeah.
I think that's the main answer. Like, yeah, so, I mean, that part of that is true.
Anime
we all
villain
understand
monologue
this, I
here.
think.
Like, relax. Completely mind broken over
Yeah.
a couple of videos getting some dislikes on them.
Like, what point is she even trying to make here? This is just basic knowledge of Internet 101. Like, okay. You're citing, like, the Internet 101 handbook. What point are you trying to make? Like, yeah, of course, negative engagement on your channel is still good for your channel. Obviously. A lot of people have become famous and popular just because of the hate that was directed at them. Like, I don't know what kind of brilliant point she thinks she's making here, but she's not nearly as brilliant as she seems to think she is. It's like, this is just Internet 101 handbook stuff.
And then, geez, relax.
You guys are really not beating the retard allegations. The best way to reduce the attention my videos get and to completely hinder me is to hover your cursor over my video and not click on it. By doing this, you're lowering my click-through
We
rate.
all know
Impressions
this.
are the times a viewer sees my video on the side
all know
or in the
this.
search results. However,
It does sound like an anime villain narrative, doesn't it? Like one of those.
Like, why are you just quoting us the Internet 101 handbook? We all know this. Like, I don't know.
Like monologues.
Wild.
clicking
yeah.
on the video increases my click-through rate and makes that particular impression valuable.
That is so mad. Oh my god. You know,
So
I
she's
think
the
Yeah, the same thing can be said of Asmongold here, who's reacting to it. The same thing can be said for me. I mean, it works in everyone's favor. Like, what the heck? Why are you quoting the Internet 101 handbook? Like, what purpose does this even serve to the video? What point is she even trying to make?
being like a
Hamster? I
little
think
overly
so.
dramatic in this
Yeah.
video. But that doesn't really work again because in the other videos they were dead serious. So I don't understand, and I think they got themselves into this situation by being the perpetual contrarian. You know these people, right? Who they find someone they don't like, and their belief system becomes everything that's the opposite of that person they don't like, even if it's completely unreasonable and stupid. And I think that's how they're treating people like me and people like Asmongold, where it's like, literally every single opinion they have, they want to have the opposite of that opinion, no matter how difficult it is to support.
This is one big problem I think everybody has nowadays, is that once you find somebody who you disagree with, people try to figure out ways to not find common ground with that person. And it's almost like if you find common ground with a person that you normally disagree with, people view it as you kind of agreeing with their other previous.
I find there's common ground to be had with a lot of people that you disagree with is the thing. Like, yeah. There's a lot of people that I would disagree with that I would still agree with on certain points. Like, yeah.
Opinions. Like, and I think this is like a meta level problem of thinking that happens a lot in general.
That contrarian point of view.
It tells YouTube it's a popular video, and it will thus spread it to more people. I recommend
why are you just quoting
before
us the
promoting
Internet
content you
handbook?
don't like.
Also, like I said, I think they're being
This
like a
is-
little dramatic, but it doesn't work
very
because, like I said, they were
random.
serious in the other video, and now it's like they're trying to play it off like, oh, I was just goofing around this whole time. I don't think so. I don't think so at all. I think you just got kind of barraged with dislikes and negative comments, and now you're trying to cope about it.
Of course.
Fortunately, clicking on my video, watching it all the way through, and
The thing about like negative comments and stuff is like you gotta just think about why you got the negative comments. Like none of it's personal. Even if they're trying to make it a personal attack, like it's still not really a personal attack because it just reveals how petty they are. So even a personal attack isn't really a personal attack. Like the only way that you deal with this is by being a bigger person.
enough to leave entire timestamps for
Jesus.
comments, probably giving it a dislike in the meantime is really boosting me in the algorithm.
So
Apparently
I remember
not.
seeing
Algorithm.
this on
900
first
views.
videos.
Algorithm.
This person broke it down very well, actually. So like showing this as some kind of an L for people who are putting out a pretty good effort to criticize what you're saying. I don't know, just posting your own L's at this point.
So really, thank you for that. I think you guys may have gotten me
Oh.
out of my shadow ban state. So I do
I don't
appreciate
think
that.
so.
The
as
torch
fans.
stops it.
As a kind reward.
Interesting.
What about the
Okay.
Red fans, man?
You get to see my videos even more. Anyhow, the engagement would be worth it if only you guys left a good comment
So
that
fucking
actually
cringe.
meant something and actually
Oh my
refuted
God.
anything meaningful. Instead, you guys are
just
all
posted one of
easily
those.
disproved.
Bro,
As for people who
This-
enjoy what I talk about, then
this is exactly what I would imagine these people like. Like, this is whenever I think about the people that are like writing these like weird things on Twitter. This is
Yeah.
exactly how I imagine them typing and talking.
Yeah,
This
it probably
100%
is. It probably
And
is
depicted
exactly
as
how
a
they
soy
think and
jack.
talk.
You
Yeah.
lose, chatters.
They're not
But
very
anyways,
intelligent.
they just go on and on. They talk about Yasuke
they're
here,
not
and I
very
want to listen to
intelligent.
this part because it's really
None of the
full
stuff
on
that they're
copium.
saying is very intelligent
Keep
whatsoever.
watching. I appreciate you guys. Let's begin. So a Japanese historian, okay, a Japanese professor commented on this matter. So Yasuke, okay, was depicted as the Black Samurai in the new Assassin's Creed game, okay? And since he is one of the main characters,
I think we all know why that's
you know, the gamers
problematic,
go on
but...
in full force, okay? Now, people are mainly using, the main excuse they're using is that it's historically inaccurate.
It is.
Okay?
It is.
That's not true. This is
It's
a topic
historically
of debate.
inaccurate.
There's a lot of Japanese people on Twitter, all right? And for the record, a lot of these people are racist as fuck, okay?
Oh!
I don't know about that.
Okay, well, there's a lot of people in Japan
Everyone
that don't
that
agree with this.
everyone
but
that
they're
disagrees
racist,
with
so
me
it
is
doesn't matter.
racist.
Okay.
Yeah, everyone that disagrees with me is racist. It's that line of argument.
On Twitter, all right, saying, hey, we're offended. We're offended.
Yeah,
we're offended.
You being
All right, but then
offended
this Japanese historian
doesn't
came out,
matter at
all right,
all.
who is Japanese, who is not paid by
This guy, by the way, I believe this is the guy who
Actually,
was,
that's some kind of,
exposed
like,
as someone who was supporting the
some
Japanese
W.
Communist
I'm
Party
offended, like,
and also didn't believe
that's
in
just an L.
empirical
It's
evidence
actually
for
an L.
history. Like, you don't have to actually prove
you have very
anything
thin skin
through
when you're
evidence
offended by
when it comes to
everything. That's
history. It's
just an L.
about basically telling a story. Yeah, there's a reason why this guy got absolutely trashed
Well,
on.
hey, I guess that makes sense. He's telling a story.
And then the other person they're referring to is, of course, Thomas Lockley,
Yeah, of
who we already
course.
talked about. 400-page fan fiction on this stuff that's been debunked. He also vandalized the Wikipedia page of Yasuke,
Yep.
changing the phrases from retainer to samurai, then using his own book as the
a
source for
reference.
that.
Yeah.
How is that ever taken seriously?
Yeah, no,
anybody,
what?
all right, who is a professor who teaches people, all right?
That's what they generally do.
Literally.
Like, what the? You're using your own material as your source? Like, here's how we know that this is true. Check out my book that I wrote on the subject. My source is myself. I wrote it, so it must be true. Like, that's gotta be one of the worst. Yeah, it's gotta be one of the worst tactics.
Literally said during that time the historical records are not accurate. They don't refer to anyone as a samurai. Why? Because they haven't invented the word samurai yet. They haven't invented.
I don't know what they're talking about, but the other point that they made a couple
my
seconds
God.
ago was that people are trying to basically, it really was the thumbnail too, where they're saying
She's getting
that
mad,
people
too.
like me or Asmongold, we're speaking on behalf of all Japanese people. We're treating them as a monolith
Yeah,
who
of
all
course.
think the same, which is not true. Basically, what's
We're treating the Japanese people as a monolith, but she's saying that a lot of them are just racist.
happening here is that
for
we're
sure.
looking, or people like me, we're looking at what the majority
Yeah, I'm
seems
sure
to think. And it seems
sure they're
very
super
clear
racist,
from a
yeah.
lot of evidence that a lot of Japanese people don't like the portrayal of not just Yasuke in this game, but Japan and Japanese history generally when it comes to
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed Shadows. They have a million reasons to be upset. All the controversies, all the historical inaccuracies, there's plenty to be upset at. And if you want some evidence of that, I mean, just look at one of the trailers from Ubisoft Japan. This is the Japanese version. Look at the like-dislike ratio. It's looking like a
Holy
food shop.
shit.
Oh.
900
That's like
likes,
25 to
25,000.
1.
Not so good, huh?
Jeez.
It's not just, a lot
Yeah,
of people
really
hate
not
it.
so good.
There's so much apathy. Only 900 people like this trailer. I mean, that's absolutely insane. So,
Wow.
people like me, we see this and say, yes, I understand.
Yeah, we look at this and we think maybe the people in Japan have an opinion about it. Yeah, I
Yeah.
wonder why.
And Japanese people are not a
because they're
monolith.
racist.
But it seems like the reception in Japan
The
is
samurai word was invented in 702 AD. Are you really expecting a random retard hater, like, content creator that just makes a bunch of negative videos about, like, two people that they disagree with?
They're not gonna be citing accurate statistics, accurate facts. They're not They're going to be citing stuff that is not grounded in reality.
Are you really expecting them to have any thought into what they're saying at all? Like, you have to understand that, like, this is the manifestation
All of their
like,
stuff
those
is
people on Twitter that will, like,
disingenuous. That's
spread
the thing.
misinformation, and then when it gets found out that they were misinformation, they were just like, haha, I got you, I don't like you anyway, so that's what you get. Like, they're just rats, bro. Like, that's it. They're just rats.
Really bad. And I think that's a fair conclusion to make right here on this subject. Now, returning to this, they just yap on, and just going over some other things, it's honestly a waste of time.
Yeah,
so let's go to the
nobody cares.
conclusion here, the closing.
Okay.
And hear what we have to say here.
Yeah, I've taken an open-minded approach to his content, watched a lot. I do not believe...
Also, the average Asmongold fan dropped the ball. Like, that, wouldn't that make more sense for me?
Yeah. Look at that. That looks a lot like him and a lot like it doesn't look like me. This is ridiculous. They'll understand me in Japan. That's not even it.
Anyway.
Gold is operating in a nefarious manner. He is trying to understand a lot about a lot. Same as me, lol. So I respect your video because I did learn from you too. Okay. This is at least a nice comment. Okay. This first video is pretty rough. Okay. I'm not going to deny that. I'm not going to deny that.
Good.
Okay.
Jesus.
Rev says that's okay. This one has less comments. I mean, okay, guys. I just want to say.
This person is just annoying to listen to.
Alright, this video is way better. In fact, if anything, the best part is this part, okay? Not only...
Oh my god.
What
yeah,
an
so
annoying person. What an insanely annoying fucking person.
This is the
God.
best we got out of the
Just
the series.
yapping, yes. It's
anyways, that's gonna do it for
like
this
these
video.
videos suck. Like that's the reason why people aren't watching them. Make better videos.
Obviously, a lot of stuff to react to.
Yeah,
I found this to be
they're not
pretty
even
funny.
good.
I'm not trying to go over the top
Oh
with
my
this. I just thought
God.
it was pretty amusing to see all these videos and some of the logic being used. But having said that, like I said, as always, feel free to share your thoughts about today's topics in the comment section down below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.
It's just fucking crazy to see where these people come from, man.
Hey, what's up, guys?
I love seeing this because this is exactly what I would imagine the people that are like the Twitter haters of me. This is exactly the way that I would imagine them to be in real life. Yeah, this is the video. Yeah, it's like, this is like, when I see this, it's like going to a brony convention and seeing the guy there with like the rainbow sparkle shirt, the fedora, the fire, you know, overshirt on, that's blue fire at the bottom, with the, you know, cargo shorts and you know, like fucking socks and sandals. It's you actually see the entire fucking Exodia stereotype put together completely. So yeah, it's fucking hilarious. How do you know what a brony convention is like? I watched a YouTube video on it. Yeah, I did. And if there was one nearby, I would watch it. It's just so fucking funny for me to see this. But some of these people are completely fucking delusional. It's really sad.
Yeah.
Reactive Asmon being reacted to. Why people actually hate Asmongold. Uh-oh. Oh. Oh.
What is this?
It's actually a really good upload video. Okay. All right.
I find it quite strange how a lot of people on the internet just jump to conclusions without any hint of evidence. It's sad to...
Yes. Yeah. There
Mystery
definitely
solved.
is that. Yep.
To see how critical thinking seems almost endangered among the chronically online. A lot of people just follow trends of hatred without actually taking the time to find evidence to back up their accusations. Just because a lot of people are saying something doesn't make it true. We've seen this happen with a lot of public figures, especially in recent years. A good example would be J.K. Rowling. I'm convinced the majority of people who hate her do so simply because others do, because it's become a popular trend. I remember watching a video on critical thinking by a teacher, Warren Smith. In this video, Warren challenges a student of his to actually think for themselves on this exact topic. All he did was encourage his students to broaden his perspective and look into the situation himself, using rationality and critical thinking.
So let's get specific though. Let's define bigoted opinions. What opinions are bigoted? We're going to treat this as a thought experiment. I'm not going to say what's right or wrong or what way to think. The whole point is to learn how to think, not
This
what
guy
to
looks
think.
like
So when you say bigoted,
the actor that did
you're
Kylo
starting with
Ren.
the conclusion that given her bigoted opinions.
Yeah.
First, let's start with does she?
This
have...
is the way most people start at the conclusion and they work backwards. That's
Yes.
the way that most people think, unfortunately.
They don't have rational thinking processes available to their...
So I guess now that we're looking at
2
it
minutes
like,
later.
there's not much difference between me or her. Do you think it's fair that she's being attacked by a large group of people? And
Yeah,
people are
is that
calling-
fair?
Like you said at the beginning of this conversation, you said, given the fact that J.K. Rowling is transphobic, how do you feel about
Yep.
Harry Potter?
They start
Now,
with the conclusion.
Retroactively looking at that statement, do you think that was the best way to phrase?
No, I feel like an idiot now.
Warren Smith then apparently got
Well, no,
fired.
that makes that kid smarter than 90% of people on the internet.
Yes. Yeah, it does, because he's actually willing to, like, think, engage his brain cells and learn, grow. A lot of people aren't willing to do that. They just have their conclusion, and then they won't look at any facts. They've already drawn their conclusion. You can tell that's how they're thinking about it.
90% of people on the internet would have never said that. But at the end of that, they would have said, "Oh, bro, you really a transphobe, though."
I think a lot of it is the IRL factor. I do. I think it's a lot easier for people to get a lot more angry and upset in text forms and not think rationally about something over that kind of medium than it is for them to carry on that kind of conversation in real life. In real life, you never see these kind of conversations taking place. You never see that kind of anger. I think it's something about the medium itself, honestly.
Oh, like, oh, bro, this guy sucks. Yeah, no, actually based. Yeah, based kid. Because not everybody's going to know everything.
From his teaching job for encouraging critical thinking.
So it happened yesterday. I was fired from my full-time teaching position.
Yeah.
This decline in critical thinking is one of the many reasons I believe a lot of people dislike Asmongold. In certain online
People don't like critical thinking because critical thinking breaks down narratives, and a lot of people that are in charge of internet communities have more of a allegiance to a narrative than they do to the community or to truth.
Yes.
And so anybody, like, you think about it like this, right? If you apply critical thinking, you come to conclusions that are inconvenient. Like, for example, I think that trans sports are like one example of that. Or you could look at it with climate change, I would say. Or you could look at it with other types of like human rights. And if you apply critical thinking to these topics and you evaluate them logically, you come to conclusions that are oftentimes oppositional to what side, quote, that you're on. And people don't want to be on the wrong side.
I mean, in the very essence of someone taking a side, you're already giving up your own critical thinking just to be like, oh, I've picked XYZ side. Therefore, I let XYZ side make all of my decisions and rational thinking for me. Like, intelligent people do not pick quote-unquote sides. They think for themselves and draw their own conclusions.
Because one thing we've learned about the internet is that if you're wrong by 1%, you might as well just be the opposite.
Spaces, especially among specific communities, there's a lot of
You think
hate.
critical thinking has declined?
Yes.
I think that critical thinking has not only has critical thinking declined, I think people have trained themselves for critical thinking to decline. Because people that make mistakes and they critically think for themselves.
I don't know if this is
instead
a
of
video
just
about why
repeating
people
what
hate
they've
Asmongold.
already heard
This is
and what they're
more of a
supposed to say.
Video on critical
Those
thinking.
people get ostracized and they get kicked out of their community.
Yes.
So I think it's even farther than that. I think
Yes.
that people actively try to avoid critical thinking. They're
Yes.
afraid of critical thinking.
Yes.
Because that could put them in an opposition with people that they're on the same side with.
Yes.
Towards him that is unwarranted and simply
A lot of people get mad about
The more I look into this, the weirder this echo chamber became.
Asmongold is just like someone who makes a living off stealing from other people.
Like, you're a racist, bro. Dude, Asmongold is a fascist. He's just like actually one of the purest examples of the moderate wing of fascism thing. Also, Asmongold's editor is a Nazi.
So Adolf Jr.
My editor is a Nazi.
Interesting.
I guess we're not seeing his point of view.
Yeah, no, I'm not seeing it.
That's too bad. Wow.
You're over here.
This is the fake laugh he does, and I don't respect him at all. I don't know, maybe his audience is like 12-year-old boys. Maybe they really buy this and think it's funny.
He's racist.
Why people hate Asmongold. Okay. To be fair, I talked to Poke a little bit privately. It seems like we might be able to work things out. So no hate to Poke.
To Pope.
In my research for this video, I genuinely tried to find actual substantial reasons for the hate outside of the lies. I'm an advocate of trying to see both sides' perspectives on any topic.
Jesus, bro, people.
I found quite a few videos on YouTube that I'd like to unpack and try to understand why there is so much hate against Asmongold. First off, by what I've seen, a lot of the hate against Asmongold seems to have stemmed from other YouTubers' disdain for React content. In my
what I found to be really funny about people getting mad about React content is that this has totally done a U-turn. Is that now people are not mad that I'm reacting, they're mad that I aren't reacting. Sorry, that I'm not reacting. Like, there'll be a video that comes out and they'll be mad at me because I haven't watched it.
Husband needs to take some
and
grammar
they saw
and English
that,
classes.
and this happened with like the Elon Musk thing with Quinn's video. It happened with, I remember there was some Bernie Sanders video people wanted me to watch, and then it also happened with the Hassan content nuke from Ethan. And so now the entire narrative has shifted from no longer am I this parasite, but I'm now the I'm the ring giver. I'm the person that they want me to react to the video because that legitimizes it. So I think we've totally turned this around.
Yeah.
Researcher stumbled across a video titled Asmongold is Bad, Why I Don't Like Asmongold Videos by a channel called Savior 3.0.
In this video that he's reacting to my video, he's gonna talk about how reactions are bad. Okay.
Video we hear the usual rant about React content having a negative impact on other channels and YouTube as a platform.
He gets the benefit from all of this unpaid labor. He gets the benefit from all of this hard work from other content creators, but he doesn't actually have to do any of the heavy lifting.
This YouTuber then played an excerpt from a large and actually pretty popular channel called Dark Viper AU.
Oh, we know
where
Dark
he
Viper.
spoke in depth about why React content is bad for channels and the platform as a whole, using Asmongold as the primary example.
This guy's been mad about me for like, I think 4 or 5 years now. It's been crazy how long this guy's been mad.
Over the last few months, I've learned that very few people seem to understand why React content is harmful. React content is a system of exploitation that siphons an incalculable amount of money and exposure away from the hard-working into the pockets of the incredibly lazy.
Dark Viper had some decent points and clearly did a lot of research into this, but somehow in this whole video he missed what I believe is the most important aspect of React content. I'll actually read a comment that I found while watching this video because I think it best describes the problem with this argument. I don't agree with the idea that reaction content is stealing. When watching someone like Asmongold, it's not about the original video content itself, but rather about his personal take and commentary. People watch him because they want to hear his thoughts, see his reactions, and experience his unique perspective. His popularity is built on his personality and how he engages with the content, not just the content itself. Even if he simply talked about the videos without showing them, his audience will still tune in because they're following him and his reactions, not just the video being reacted to. Reaction content requires charisma, personal insight, and the ability to entertain, which is what draws viewers in. This is nearly a perfect comment.
Well, that's why a lot of people watch the videos that I do, right? I mean, there are people that, like, you know, there are people who react, and like, I remember, you know who really fucking pissed me off about this was Emmy. Oh my fucking god. So she was gonna watch my video about the steak, and she was watching it with Bonnie. And the entire video, they're not even reacting or talking about the video that I'm doing at all. They just have the video on while they're talking about some other random fucking bullshit. I was losing my mind getting mad about this. I was, yeah, they didn't even react the right way.
In the context of Asmongold, but the only thing that is disputable is that not all React content is actually done in good faith.
No.
Some of it is blatant stealing. The Ackman has a fantastic video titled The Dark Side of React Content that I completely recommend on this subject. In fact, in his video, he even mentions how Asmongold reacting to one of his videos, yes, affected its viewership negatively, but how he spoke to Asmongold and Asmon agreed to watch his videos a few days after release in the future.
What I realized is that if you're a big creator who's going to react to someone's video, you should wait at least 4 days for it to be pushed in the algorithm naturally. And that's what Asmon and I talked about and agreed on. After
he and I were totally good. Like, I like the Ackman a lot. We've talked about that, a number of other things too. No problems.
This happened.
The Ackman then went on to talk about the positive impact reactors like Asmongold have had on his channel.
Some might say, but Ackman, he's stealing views from you. Those views belong to you.
Maybe you can make the opposite argument. You could make the argument that he's giving you more exposure, exposing you to a larger audience, and that you're actually gaining views from him watching your content and reacting to your content. So you could make the opposite argument. And actually, I think the opposite argument is probably the stronger argument.
They do. I can't say for certain, but what I can say is that people who are subscribed to my channel wouldn't be subscribed if Asmongold never made these videos.
Although I agree with
there's positives and negatives. I think that's the truth, is with React content, there are positives and negatives. Each case is going to be a little bit different. I personally think that if you make the argument with React content, I actually, and this is going to be maybe controversial, I don't think that you can't make that argument towards video games. Because I think that watching somebody play a video game because the argument with React content is fundamentally that React content exists inside of the ecosystem and then therefore cannibalizes views away from the original content. And it effectively acts as a market replacement. I think that a lot of people watch video game playthroughs instead of buying a video game themselves. And I think if somebody does that, you also have an instance where a person who is performing much less labor and much less work is getting a disproportionate benefit from somebody else's labor and work that in some cases causes a market replacement for purchasing said work. So I think that if you look at it from that perspective, reacting to a video is not that much different than reacting to playing a video game. Help sales? Yeah, but you can say it helps sales, but at the same time, not always, right? Not always. And that's the point. I think it's kind of different. I don't think it's different personally.
Of Dark Viper AU's video, there's something he says here at 15 minutes and 5 seconds that I completely disagree with.
I hope by the end of this video that you will come to understand why this exposure and money would either entirely or almost entirely have gone to other content creators if not for Asmongold's interference. Not just the people that Asmongold steals labor from, but everyone in the wider market.
You could easily say the same thing about every single channel on YouTube, including Dark Viper AU. Dark Viper has 1.5 billion views that could have otherwise gone somewhere else if he didn't have his channel.
Bottom line, a React video has the same value proposition as going to a movie with a friend. Seeing and discussing a movie with a friend can be more enjoyable than seeing it alone, but you would never say that the friend who took you to the movie should get a cut of the movie's proceeds for sitting in the chair and giving you his opinion on it.
This for me is a gross oversimplification of what is really...
If you look at a movie critic would be a better example, and also like with a lot of movie critics and people like that, they do have Substack and they do have ads on the places where they review the movies. So like in the case, if you want to have like a more specific example, I think that's not really the case.
Happening. I would say that React content is more likened to movie commentary. People
completely agree. Completely fucking agree. So true.
Choose to watch Asmongold
Yeah.
or other React creators simply because they are entertaining. Dark Viper AU's video, while incredibly well made, also lacks a very basic understanding. People prefer to watch React content over original videos. Behind
Some people do. Some people don't.
Yeah.
Like for a lot of people, like that was actually one of the reasons too why there's a lot of videos that I don't really react to them right away, because I don't want to accidentally cannibalize views, because I know how the YouTube algorithm works very well.
Yeah.
And that was one of the other like kind of secondary or tertiary reasons why I didn't react to Ethan's video right away.
every single view
It
is
depends
a
on,
real
yeah, but
person.
it does depend on the video. It really depends on the video. And also, like, if I have a relationship with that person, like I was talking about, like with Actman, for example.
Living their real life by choosing how they spend their time. The argument that Asmongold interferes with other people's ability to make money is a massive over-exaggeration. This video clumps people who watch Asmongold as this collective hive mind that doesn't really think for itself. I would consider myself an Asmongold enjoyer, and I have absolutely nothing to do with anyone else who watches Asmongold's videos. I just choose what I want to do with my time as a casual guy going about my life.
What you do not see is every time any reaction video appears where your video would have otherwise appeared. Any time where one of your videos would have gotten an impression, except it then went to a reaction video.
Not true. You're
like, yeah. Like, I would say the opposite is actually true. Like, a lot of these people that Asmongold is reacting to, I would not normally see any of their content except for Asmongold. That's the thing. Is they're actually getting a lot of exposure from Asmongold. I would say not even so much the other way around. I would say it's mainly from Asmongold to them.
recommendeds are based off of the things that you watch. So if I wasn't watching it, then, and you weren't watching the original channel, it would have never been recommended in the first place.
Yeah.
You also do not see every time a reaction video is chosen by a viewer instead of one of your videos.
Now, I am not saying what Dark Viper is arguing is entirely untrue. There are people who would have watched some of these videos without first having seen them through Asmongold. But there's absolutely no way of knowing this, especially to what extent. If it were as simple as Dark Viper AU puts it, then I don't think React channels are the real issue anyway. Consumer...
Well, I think that's a net positive, right? I mean, Mr. Beast lets people react to his content. I mean, I think Mr. Beast knows a lot about YouTube.
Yeah.
Choose how they want to spend their time, and that's ultimately what drives viewership. Dark Viper tried to dispute this argument in his video by explaining that just because there is a market for it doesn't mean it's a good thing. In my opinion, this argument is possibly the most important on the subject, but Dark actually didn't give a strong enough point to argue against the market deciding on this.
But shouldn't the market decide? No! There is a market for every terrible thing you can imagine. The existence of demand for something does not justify meeting that demand through exploitative means.
The primary message behind Dark Viper's video is that React content is objectively bad or objectively immoral, without giving any hint of acknowledging its nuances. I believe it's important to conclude that React content as a concept has subjectively and objectively good or bad sides depending on the context. At the end of the day, we, the consumers, are in charge. We dictate who profits by where we spend our money or our time. Yes, it's never good as consumers to support something that is explicitly illegal or immoral, but this is why I am challenging this idea that React content is just outright bad. I think what Dark Viper AU is saying is ultimately in good faith, and there is a lot of truth in this video. I recommend watching this video as it does have a lot of good points depending on context. Yes, there are a lot of bad actors out there that actually do just steal content without even giving any credit. This does exist, and I am all for breaking this culture where possible, but I disagree with the argument that all of it is just plain destructive.
There's a spectrum. I think that there is definitely a spectrum. Like with us, like what we try to do on like my channel is that obviously we do a lot of reacts, we do gameplay, I do my own videos sometimes. You know, there's a spectrum. And, you know, if people are unhappy with it or they don't want us to react to their videos, I don't react to the videos. Like, I have pretty much a you know, no questions asked policy with that. And the only exceptions that I make are when the videos are a topic that is me, right? If I am the topic of the video, I will react to it even if you might not want me to. But, like, that's about it. The spectrum, yes.
privilege of having Asmongold react to the very first video I made, the current state of AAA gaming, about 4 or 5 months ago. Because of this, and Asmongold following up by watching 4 more of my videos, my channel exploded. I even memed him about this.
Pretty, isn't it? Perfectly balanced.
Incels and chads.
Asmon's audience chats. Oh my. Oh, that's funny. Oh, that's funny. That image right there, that is funny. Oh man.
There it is. Yep.
Subscribers aren't really the driving force behind YouTube's success anymore. The algorithm now prioritizes videos with strong watch time relative to their length. Every time Asmongold has watched one of my videos, thousands of people have popped in to leave a like, comment, or even subscribe.
Look at that. Wow, what a surprise. The obvious thing that any reasonable person would know would happen happens.
Yeah. Obviously.
Awesome, don't get me wrong. But then naturally, they click off and go about their day as they should. It only takes a few seconds for them to do this, but in the background, YouTube is tracking how long people are actually watching the video as they visit my channel. When thousands of viewers only stick around for under 10 seconds, YouTube's algorithm starts flagging the video as not worth recommending. At the end of the day, YouTube only cares about one thing: advertising revenue, which comes from watch time.
Money.
This is a negative, but in the long run, React content can still be incredibly beneficial. While
yeah, because at the end of the day, you're still getting lots of subscribers and things, and then your videos are going to pop up in their recommended list and stuff because they're subscribed to you. So yeah, even if they're just stopping by briefly, your content is still going to get recommended to them. So yeah, it's still benefiting you.
While the initial burst of traffic from a big creator's reaction may not convert into consistent viewership right away, it does something equally important. It puts your content in front of a massive audience that would have otherwise never discovered you. Even if
there's been a number of channels that I've watched and they've received a pretty big boost by like just me seeing their videos or whatever. I mean, it's logical that would happen as well. And yeah, I think anybody could assume that.
Percentage of these viewers don't stick around.
Yeah, for
a
sure.
small fraction will. Those who genuinely enjoy your content beyond the reaction will come back and watch more of your videos and engage with your channel over time. These are the people who become part of your core audience, the ones who comment regularly, watch your videos, and support your growth. Beyond that, exposure from React content can also boost credibility. When a well-known creator reacts to your work, it signals to their audience that you're someone worth checking out. In my case, having Asmongold react to my videos helped give me credibility as a voice in the gaming space.
I'm gonna be honest, like this guy, he's really cooking with this video. I actually think this is probably one of the best dissections of like the philosophy behind why these things happen in games that like I've seen. This is really good.
This kind of recognition can...
And that's also one of the reasons why all React content isn't created equal. And I think also that's why a lot of people watch my videos. It's because I talk about it in a way that's positive. And I also try to actively look for videos that I think will be beneficial. Like, I generally don't hate watch a lot of videos. Now, obviously I do sometimes, but, you know, regularly, no. Has anyone ever offered to react for clout? Yeah, a lot of people ask me to react to their videos, and sometimes I do. Yeah, sure. Like, if somebody links me a video, they say, hey, do you want to watch this? Like, this is a really good video I made. I think you might like it. Your community might like it. Yeah, people ask that a lot. For sure. Like, why wouldn't they? Have you done it for money? Have I ever reacted to a YouTube video for money? So the answer to that is a technical yes, because I've been paid a sponsorship to react to a trailer of a game, and that was part of the sponsorship. But you're asking, has another YouTuber paid me money to watch their video? The answer to that question would be no.
and has opened doors to
So
collaborations,
technically yes, but
sponsors,
functionally
and
no.
other opportunities that wouldn't have otherwise been possible. I also think that a potential fix would be a system where YouTube splits revenue from React channels,
Sure.
creating a more collaborative platform. But this is just wishful thinking. Just a quick side note on this. I've recently been seeing people say that Asmongold's React videos are just him nodding or agreeing or raising his eyebrows the whole time.
Asmongold gets involved. That's right. The guy that will play a YouTube video in its entirety occasionally raises eyebrows and says the word sure a lot, like the person
True.
the video is in the room with him.
Anyone who actually takes a few minutes to look into this would see that this is just not true. Just look at my video side by side, the reactions he made on them. He clearly adds a lot to these conversations. Now, beyond the React content
I talk a
argument,
lot.
going back to Savior 3.0's video, he then tries to go deeper into the premise that Asmongold is the most nihilistic person he has ever seen.
He doesn't
Well, that's partially true.
hold much
It's
more
quite a
value.
compliment, in fact.
He seems to basically flip-flop between
he has ever seen.
He doesn't hold much moral values. He seems to basically flip-flop between any type of argument which basically benefits him to his audience. He doesn't have
Well, that is a moral value. Is this good for me or not good for me? It's good for me? Okay, then I like it. It's bad for me? Okay, I don't like it.
have any moral consistency, it seems like, from a lot of his advice and a lot of the stuff that he talks about.
Is there an example?
It seems Asmongold views values as baseless, and he doesn't hold religion or morality with much regard.
True.
He might sometimes communicate the usefulness in the individual and society and benefiting society and all that stuff, but it seems like most of his arguments seem
very
to flip-flop
simplistic.
because he is literally living in a tiny little echo chamber of basically a Redditor, addicted gamer who somehow got famous.
There's almost no...
I think if you're saying somehow got famous, yeah, you might be out of touch then, because you watch a few of his videos, I think it becomes pretty apparent why he became famous. I think it does.
Okay.
I think it
Okay. A tiny echo chamber. I think it's a pretty big echo chamber, personally.
Yeah,
But, you know, that's all right. And a Redditor. Okay.
No evidence in his video that he has actually ever watched an Asmongold video, because he even states that Asmongold preaches his lifestyle to his massive audience, which clearly couldn't be further from the truth.
The problem with that is if he doesn't have any educational insights, if he doesn't do any self-development of himself, but he's preaching educational ideas to the masses.
I'm preaching educational ideas? That's interesting. I wonder when I do that.
Yeah, I wonder that too. Yeah.
Well, I mean, to be fair, this was a guide on how to cook a steak. And I think it was a good guide. It was. It was a great steak. I remember eating that steak. Such a good steak. One of the best steaks I've made.
I remember seeing that, yeah.
Probably in my top 100 best steaks.
Destructive, and it reinforces, you know, nihilistic tendencies to his audience, and
Yes.
a lot of these people are rather down
I think
bad.
nihilism is healthy in a lot of cases.
I would say these are people without integrity. And
What is the definition of nihilism? Philosophical perspective that rejects certain aspects of existence. Often asserting that life is meaningless, that moral values are baseless. I think that certain aspects of it are beneficial. I think it's very beneficial to be skeptical and objective with everything that you hear. But at the end of the day, I think you're going to be very... I think you're going to feel very unfulfilled if you don't have anything that you hold as truth. So, certain aspects of that I can get behind.
And morality, and he's reinforcing these ideas to them because he doesn't have any...
It's ironic that he would say that, because if he actually watched my videos, he'd actually know that I'm the streamer that has the most integrity. I'm the only person that does have integrity. A lot of other people don't. That's what separates me, makes me different. And I'm the most humble. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Education himself.
Now, to properly dissect what he is saying, yes, Asmongold has definitely shared some nihilistic takes in the past, but I wouldn't say he has fully embraced nihilism in its traditional sense. For those who aren't aware, nihilism is defined as the rejection of all religious and moral principles, in the belief that life is meaningless. Yes, Asmongold has shared his take on how he believes life is meaningless in the grand scheme of things.
I place like pretty much no value in like principles or morality. I think that these are top-down ideas that are given to you by the elites, and I think that if you look at most people that are in like an advantageous position, those people don't follow any of those morals or ideals at all.
But at the same time, he also seems to balance that with a more pragmatic or even...
I learned that my dad taught me that. The first time that I went to Blazer Laser Tag, my dad, he pointed at the rules on the wall. And I was like, he says, you look at that.
Efficiency, okay.
I'm like,
yeah,
yep,
that's
I see
the...
it.
Okay,
he says that's what you have to do to
block
win.
breaking thing, yeah. I mean, it's
thing is,
good if you can get like efficiency
I won.
4
I
or
did.
something, because it goes up to 5.
Immediately, it wasn't even close.
So I wouldn't say that that's particularly good.
Absurdist outlook, arguing that if life has no built-in meaning, we can still create our own.
Because it's not like an aimless life. I do what I want to do. So you have goals? I do have some goals. Yeah, I have things that I want to do, right?
But he by no means has ever encouraged or preached at his audience to have the same mindset that he has himself.
No, it's weird that people say that I'm like super nihilistic in that way, because like I'm actually one of the... Like, I do stuff all the time. Like, I'm always being active. Like, yesterday, as I said, I didn't do fucking anything, right? But it was like, that was a super, super rare day. For the most part, I always am being active. I'm always doing things. I'm always working at something. I'm always being, you know, involved with something. Everything.
None of these are that good on this.
In fact, there's a lot of evidence on YouTube alone pointing to the contrary.
Nobody should watch my stream and say, I want to be like this animal. Listen, I don't think anybody with a successful life should want to be like me. And I really mean that. I genuinely mean that. You don't want to live the way that I live. The way that I live is not some sort of enlightened, in Buddhist nirvana. It is absolute pure degeneracy.
There is this natural tendency that we have as humans.
That's right. I've said this many times. Nobody wants to be what I am. That's it. That's it. It's not. Yeah, it feels like you're super nihilistic, but at the same time, you're not. So I think that it's very, very, this is a concept that is explored. It's been explored by a number of people. The presence of nihilism does not precipitate the absence of a degree of optimism. I think that the idea that there's no divine ordering of the world can be replaced with the opportunity of ordering it in a way that you see fit. And I think the enthusiasm for that can replace what people can consider religion or something like that. And this has been a very, very commonly talked about, you know, like philosophical idea.
To automatically put up a guard against beliefs or worldviews that are either completely unfamiliar to us or contrary to what we ourselves believe. Not everyone is like this, but a lot of us are like this. Nihilism is easy to correlate with historical or fictional figures who have had a negative impact on their society. Some of us might have even experienced personal grief from people with similar worldviews. But this in no way gives ground for automatic hate, nor does it give justification for spreading lies. Now, I do want to ask, please do not go onto Savior's channel to harass him or attack him. He's genuinely trying to convey a message he deeply believes in, and I would say good for him for doing that. We can simply disagree and move on. As Aristotle once wrote, it is a mark of an educated mind to be able to entertain a thought without accepting it.
See this right here? You hear this? This is that you can't do that anymore.
Yeah, this is true.
You can't do it. See,
this is true.
We're way past this.
Yeah.
It's crazy how like we already had the foundation for this shit 2,000 years ago, 3,000 years ago, some shit, right? But for some reason, we got to go back to that censorship shit all the time, all the fucking time. You're right.
This brings me to my next point on why some people dislike Asmongold. There's a strange tendency, especially among those chronically online, to equate disagreeing with someone to hating them. Asmongold said...
Yeah, that's... So yeah, that's fucking true.
There's some pretty crazy unhinged stuff, and he doesn't back down. And we all know people don't like it when others are like this.
America deserved 9/11, dude. I'm saying it.
A good example of this would be the controversies surrounding Asmongold's take on AI and art last year.
Artists' opinions don't matter because what matters is the opinion of... Remember how mad all those furries got over this shit?
Yeah.
You know what those furries are doing now? DoorDash.
Yeah.
And you know why? It's because I was right.
I mean, there's a lot of other people other than just furries, though, that are doing artwork. The thing is like, AI is replacing a lot of people's jobs, and we're not really ready for it to replace all of our jobs. That's the thing.
It's too bad, huh? People that are buying the product.
It's genuinely sad that people seem unable to disagree in a healthy, constructive way. Asmongold doesn't shy away from controversial takes, and some people don't like this. I've gone around many Twitch and...
What are the tweets about? What are the people saying? I was beginning watching, I was going to stream too. It was people reaction. The guy has the audacity to double down. Not how clearly AI art can literally not function. What's this stupid bitch talking about? Is that AI art of Asmongold depicted as a knight in shining armor? Filthy AI art detection. It's so funny to see these people crying about this. Also, this guy thinks procedural generation and AI art has no inherent difference. Seriously, negatively 200 IQ. Holy shit. I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of a hint that a lot of companies now are already using AI art, and they're just not telling you. So you've probably been enjoying AI art without even knowing it for the last 2 years. Just a little, just in case you might know.
Like this. I've gone around many Twitch and YouTube channels throughout the last year, and I find it fascinating how most channels are easily seen as mini echo chambers. I don't think many help dispute these.
The thing is, like, every channel is going to be an echo chamber because people are going to congregate with other people who they agree with, right? That's normal. Like, you go to a church and be like, well, why the fuck does everybody here just believe in Jesus? This seems like a huge Jesus echo chamber. What the fuck is this? Yeah, of course. You go to a card shop. Oh, everybody here likes cards. I can't believe it. What an echo chamber. Yeah, no shit.
Yeah.
Claims, but I can also see how those who don't actually watch Asmongold can point fingers at his channel and say the same thing.
Yeah.
But I've actually never seen a content creator who sides against his entire audience live as much as Asmongold does. He
I really do that a lot, don't I? People get mad. They get real
clearly
mad.
doesn't pander to his audience.
No.
The man has even riled me up at times with some of his takes.
Like, the fact that Halo Infinite didn't launch with an official Battle Royale mode is unforgivable.
But I believe this is actually healthy, and I'll
Hey, 343 Studios. If at first you don't succeed, well, you keep failing for 10 years, but they're going to get it right next time because they renamed the studio.
Explain why later.
Yeah.
I came across this video titled The Most Disgusting Man of All Time, Asmongold, by a YouTuber named The Angry Asian. I watched it hoping he'd present a solid argument with some real weight to it. Unfortunately, despite the video being 13 minutes and 38 seconds long, he only spent about 1 minute actually accusing Asmongold of anything substantial.
That's longer than I would expect. That's pretty good. How about that?
genuinely has the most racist and misogynistic takes on gaming and just in general that I've ever.
Am I the most racist and misogynistic person? Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes.
Ever seen in my entire life
Is that whenever I see like a game that comes out and it has, you know, this is feudal Japan. This is me being racist, agreeing with a guy who's black that Assassin's Creed Shadows is problematic, but I'm the one that's racist because. So if I was racist, why would I agree with a black person? Like, where's the logic there?
Yeah.
There's no logic. It's just feeling and thinking. Like there's no thinking involved in this at all. And like the main character is a black guy and a girl. I immediately there's like no escapism that this can provide. Yeah, because the entire story is built on the foundation of trying to appeal to a quote modern audience.
And even in this clip,
I'm right, by the way. I'm absolutely fucking right. You think if this game was made in Japan, it would have those main characters? Absolutely fucking not. It's made by a bunch of woke, a bunch of woke Western white people that think that, oh, this is what people want to see. They have disrespected every element. Like, it's actually impressive how bad of a job they've done at disrespecting every single element of Japanese culture. But we're going to somehow act like this is something that they did completely independently. No. Everybody knows it. Everybody can see it. It's obvious.
Asmongold makes a valid point.
We all know.
If a game is set in historical feudal Japan, it shouldn't call itself historical while altering history just so the developers can push a political agenda. Yeah. This guy literally spent the rest of the whole video ranting about Asmongold's living choices and hygiene.
How do people view Asmongold as a respected streamer and they value his opinions on games?
He's mad. He's mad that He's mad people are watching. Look at this bed. This is worse than mine.
Yeah.
How the fuck are you gonna be talking shit about the way that I live when you got that pigsty behind you? This is just as bad as me.
This is true.
What the hell are we talking about? That pillow doesn't even have a pillowcase on it. I have 4 pillowcases on my pillows because I haven't replaced the pillowcases. I just put a new one over the old one.
Can we kill it with a fishing rod?
What an idiot!
Gaming or just any topic in general when this motherfucker dead ass lives in his landfill that he calls a house. Would you give a single shit what a homeless person living under a bridge on a highway has to say to you? More than likely, you wouldn't give a single what he has to say. So
well, let's think about that. So that's true. So I am a homeless crackhead living in a crack house, which I actually believe is a crack home. And so that means that I'm already playing it on hard mode. So if I'm still getting through to people, doesn't that mean that my message is even stronger? Because like it can override those biases. That's how true it is. So really, I mean, I think this goes to show, look, that's just how I see it.
why would you care what Asmongold has to say? Because let's be honest here, guys. Those homeless people living under a bridge 1000% are cleaner than this
I'm going to be honest. I think this is the only person on the internet who's greasier than I am.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just.
He does look like it, yeah.
I think he might be the only person on the internet. Like, this is impressive.
How else do you want?
Excuse me, this is the same vibe as like, you know, like there's like the second fattest kid in the school calling the fattest kid in the school fat. That's him right now.
Yeah.
Get this motherfucker by not just saying this dude is nasty as.
Substantial hate that comes from a place of genuine critical thinking will always result in real evidence of why there is the hate. If we look at history or even fiction, there are many figures that automatically draw hate out of us, mostly because of at least one fundamental cause. at least one decision that these figures have made that have brought this hate upon themselves, and it is always a decision that has affected other beings. Saying that you hate Asmongold because you think he is gross when his decisions actually don't negatively impact anyone but himself shows me that there is a problem with you more than there is a problem with Asmon. I would understand wanting to show him maybe compassion or sympathy, but this has no grounds for hate. I would completely understand the hate if he had maybe a wife or a child or a pet that he was directly affecting, but he doesn't. Why?
Look, I have a plan. I have had this Elden Ring plan for a while.
Oh no.
And it's doing all right. Okay, I can show it today. It won't embarrass me. So we have had this plant. Fuck. Anyway, this is a plant that I got. Bandai Namco sent me this on the release of Elden Ring, and I planted it. And I've been taking care. Now these not so good, right? I mean, like I don't know why these ones didn't. They you know, it is what it is. But this right here, this is green. You see that? This plant has survived the entirety of Elden Ring, and it survived the DLC. It's probably going to survive into Night Rain. Water it? No, I watered it yesterday.
You watered it yesterday?
No, I didn't actually. I watered it the day before. I can tell because the soil's still damp.
Well, as long as the soil's still damp, then yeah.
So I just want y'all to see that. So the only thing...
You don't want to overwater it.
And also I fed the birds, too, like yesterday, I think, too. And, yeah, the birds are out there doing bird things.
Is it then that so many people throw hate and shame at Asmongold for this? Now let's look at another reason for the hate against Asmongold.
I'm racist.
This one has no substance, and I know because I genuinely try to find evidence of this. But within some communities, we see people constantly trying to...
I hate black people, I hate women, hate gay people, hate trans people, hate, let's see, who else do I hate?
How could you,
brown
Asmon?
people, I hate, some white people, hate poor people, hate fat people, hate short people, hate,
How could he?
Yep. Thank you for the food. Who else do I hate? Spanish people, hate religious people. Yep, hate religious people. Hate, oh man, hate poor people. Hate rich people. Hate mentally ill people. Hate furries. I think now we're scratching the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah.
Hate a lot of people. You said poor twice? That means I really hate him.
Out Asmongold as a fascist, racist, sexist, and transphobe. Almost every argument on this is either completely baseless or just plain false. The closest thing to actual evidence that I can find to support this accusation of racism is Asmongold's controversy around his suspension on Twitch from October last year. Most people already know what happened, but I want to share my view on it so you can understand from my perspective why I believe...
So the only case where it's even halfway valid was the case where I said I was wrong. For sure.
At the end of the day, Asmongold's reaction to this gained him more respect from his core audience than it lost. First off, Asmongold messed up. He said something that was blatantly prejudiced.
Come on, let's see here. For whatever reason, this will load it a lot better. Not even sure why. Okay. Let's. Okay. I don't know if it'll resume at all.
Reactive Asmon being reacted to. Why people actually hate Asmongold. Uh-oh. Oh.
By a culture. He messed up, but you know who also believes he really messed up here? Asmongold.
So a couple of days ago, I made some comments.
And this is why I've tried to do better since then, because I feel like when I do something like this, is this me being fair? Am I doing a good job of being a person that is communicating an idea in an effective way? The answer is no. I'm not. So, is this serving my end goal? No. Then I made a mistake. It's that simple.
Palestine, you know, some just general, you know, basically opinions that were trivializing the genocide that's happening there. I said something about it that was disgusting.
Yeah.
I said that I didn't care about innocent people getting killed by another force, by anything. And I think that that's a horrible...
And I want to say that evidence that this is something that I have carried forward is explained actually earlier in today's stream, even when I was discussing the Amarath clip that I also disagreed with, because it was on the same premise as this.
Disgusting, mean-spirited thing to say.
During the 2-week Twitch suspension Asmongold faced, I couldn't help but find either one of these two extreme views on the situation all over X. On one side, people were defending Asmongold and saying he was stating facts. And on the other side, we had people calling him racist, fascist, and words I don't even want to repeat here. But one thing that can't be disputed here is the fact that Asmongold actually messed up. He made an awful judgment on what he said, and he faced the consequences. Now, this is where I personally garnered enormous respect for him. Asmongold took responsibility for his actions. He didn't fight against it. In fact, he even showed gratitude for being held to account, because he was able to take a back step and see himself becoming someone that he found detestable.
This is what's so crazy about it. I think this has been going on now for like 2 years.
This is, again, more evidence about how I am the most humble streamer. Everybody knows this stuff.
That I've been slowly devolving into the most mean-spirited, rude, nasty, callous, psychopathic version of myself. And a lot of my friends have told me this. My dad has told me this. He said, you've got to chill out. You've got to calm down. I've been like, oh, he's
and y'all think about it. How many times have I mauled it out since then? Basically fucking never. I've never made it personal. I've never gotten, angry and tried to take it that extra step.
Doesn't know what he's talking about, and I finally had some level of accountability for that, and thank God.
His response to the situation really showed his true colors. He took the L and he apologized. I then couldn't believe the reaction from some of his own audience when he apologized. Some of them believed Asmongold followed an unwritten golden rule of never apologizing under any circumstances, which is clearly a complete misinterpretation of his actual stance. Asmongold
has just said that because they agreed with what I said, and they were mad that I said that it wasn't really as accurate as they had imagined it to be. They don't really think about this. And also there are a lot of people who see it as just kind of, this is a big problem that I think a lot of groups of people have, is that they view everything through the lens of gaining ground or losing ground. But sometimes it's better to lose battles to win wars. And I think that when you don't hold people who are bad actors accountable, including yourself accountable, for doing things that are problematic, you end up winning battles and losing wars.
Always stood by the principle of not apologizing.
I'll have to finish this one later here.